Hello, I'm the DM, and you're listening to Campaign 2 of Fools and Flagons, The Tales of Aerin. We livestream on Twitch at twitch.tv/foolsandflagons. That's fools, the letter N, flagons, every Friday at 7 p.m. Central for Tales of Aerin and 6 p.m. Central for Storm King's Chaos. If you'd like to join our community and talk not just about D&D, but other games as well, consider joining our Discord. The links can be found below in the description. Do you like us? Like, really, really like us? Consider donating to our coffee page at ko-fi.com/foolsandflagons. The links can also be found in the description. Donations and memberships are never required and always appreciated. We have no gated content for members only, and all proceeds go straight back into making Fools and Flagons an even better experience, and it helps to keep the podcast alive and well. Are you ready for some D&D? All right then. Grab your drinks and raise your glasses. It's time for the Fools and Flagons podcast.
Grab your drink and raise your glass. Make a mess and kick some ass. Dungeon Master has no chance. It's time for Fools and Flagons. Raid the dungeons and slay the dragon. Sharpen your sword and prep your wagons. There'll be death and tons of magic. It's time for Fools and Flagons. Time for Fools and Flagons. It's time for Fools and Flagons.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Fools and Flagons. Make sure my microphone's actually coming through. Sweet. Tonight we're back on with Tales of Aerin. James gonna do a little dancey dance for us. So a quick apology for being gone for so long. I was still not quite feeling well, and day just wasn't where I needed to be able to DM and talk for a bunch of hours. So if you'd like to get updates on when we go live and what our schedule is going to be like, you can join our Discord. The links are found below in the description. And if you're watching us live, it's going to be in the chat. Also, if you like our intro song, you should go check out Nick Black Music on Twitch. He streams 3 days a week. He's a good friend of ours, and he's just kind of a pretty cool fucking guy. So
they're swell.
He's quite swell. Also, happy 100th session for Tales of Aerin. I'm taking a risk, and I'm actually gonna drink and celebrate for this session, so we'll see how things go.
It'll be fun.
I don't like that look that James is giving me. That makes me mighty concerned.
The DM is compromised. Attack.
I kind of want to make that the title. The DM is compromised. Well, does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, announcements themselves? No?
Nope.
Okay. Well, let's get through the announcements and actually play the fucking game. If you are watching us live, we want to go ahead and thank you ahead of time for your follows, subscriptions, and bits. We do apologize that we will not be able to verbally recognize them for the sake of not interrupting the story, but these guys over here are going to be probably watching chat a little bit more than I will, so they'll be able to thank you and get you all the information that you need. And your support of us is very, very, very much appreciated. We really can't thank you enough. It helps to keep the podcast alive and well, and helps to pay for most of the programs that we use for this. And finally, we want to give a big thank you to Martyr, Gelatinous Cube, Cargo, and Spazoid for being tavern members over on our coffee page. Your support of us is very much appreciated. You're some of our favorite peoples ever. And if you'd like to donate and you like what we do, then you can check out our coffee page. Links can be found below, and any and all proceeds go straight into Fools and Flagons to help us keep afloat. Otherwise, it's coming out of my pocket.
And we're sinking.
Shameless guilt tripping going on right there. Anyone else got anything that they want to say? No? Hi, I miss you.
I think we should do the raising of the flagons bit now.
Okay, grab your drinks and raise your glasses. It's time for Fools and Flagons. Oh, James had a little spill there. It's fine. Just brush
I
it
did
off.
it intentionally.
Intentionally. Got
I
it
had
in
a
the
spill
flavor
too.
saver. You did too?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, we have flavor savers. You're kind of fucked there.
No, I just got the catcher.
Oh, fair. All right.
The flavor catcher.
So, picking up where we last left off, the Tempests were helping to cure a rampant sickness that had befallen upon a coastal town along the Kudong Harbor in Takatari. Upon arriving, they encountered a small elven child named Tamami, who bore a striking resemblance to Moriko. Tamami's parents were bedridden with the plague sweeping the area and not in proper states of mind to answer the probing questions from the Tempests. Zaan. Tamami's older brother Haru had gone out to fish and had not returned. Fearing the worst, Moriko consulted her ancestral deity Aerin, who warned of an approaching disaster. A massive sinkhole opened up below a neighboring village, swallowing multiple homes, ships, and several hapless residents. Diving down, the Tempests rescued as many as they were able, though many more were still missing. Assuming the worst for Haru, the Tempests returned to the sinkhole to go as far in as they could in search of the missing elf, and found themselves navigating an expansive, not desert, system of tunnels carved into the rock. However, that being said, using Pez's superb ranger senses, he guided them to the sound of flowing water and came across a pair of corpses next to an underground stream. The corpse warned of beasts in the dark that had attacked them. And then Zaan immediately cast light on a rock and chucked it into the water, inevitably triggering a short skirmish with some insectoid creatures that lurked in the dark waterway. We rejoined the Tempests now, slightly soggy, but otherwise none the worse for wear. So, Foundry is still live if you guys want to go there and figure out how and where you want to navigate yourselves to.
I think we were going up north into the.
Where the dancing lights are.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not the right
that
button.
sounds about right.
Hugging the wall.
Hugging the wall, hugging the wall. So, where Kasumi is currently standing is the last solid ground that's not slanted or nearly vertical. So if you are intending to go along this path, you will need to sort of scuttle climb your way across. So what's the plan?
Figure out why I removed that spell from my fucking repertoire.
Well, you were controlling water for a while there.
Well, no, I had water walking and it's not here anymore. I hadn't changed anything. Am I just missing it first, second?
Also, D&D Beyond is known to, like, undo things after you haven't been on it for a little while.
There is also entirely the possibility that with them kind of being between 2014 and 2025, that there could be some little tomfuckery going on.
Are you okay with me putting that back in my repertoire?
I mean, are you missing, like, do you have like 9 out of 10 spells or whatever? Like, are you missing a number? Are you missing a spell from your total number? That's the question.
Yes.
Okay, then I would say go ahead and add it back. Because it could be that they updated it and it just kind of worked something, like with whatever happened with Ez's camera just now.
Okay.
Welcome back.
It's not available for me to take in.
Green.
He got into the moss.
He deep in the moss.
Become one with the moss.
What?
Hmm.
1 second.
So while Zaan tries to figure out what he's attempting to do, what's everyone else trying?
How do I see more of the map to the north?
So funny story. There is a limitation to what how large Foundry will let me make a map. So when you get a bit further on, there will be a transition point that will take you to a new map. It's a little behind the scenes of stuff. So you will only be able to see a certain distance in from your current angle.
Okay, we're good.
Very well.
But for thematically, because you can't physically see it, the tunnel seems to go straight ahead, and you've got 120 feet of like super dark vision. So
240.
240. Sorry. You see. Right. Make a perception check for me, just to kind of see what you see. Because you do see, but how much do you see is the question.
What do your undead eyes see?
Water.
Scum.
Water.
Cataracts.
I'm gonna guidance.
Right on.
Because I can do that.
Kasumi is mission impossible.
21.
21. And Kasumi is what now?
She's mission impossible sliding against the side of the wall right now.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check for me.
Okay.
Lakin, you peer down the waterway, and if I'm not mistaken, you've got Pez on his shoulder.
He's somewhere on my person's.
Front pocket. Got it.
Okay.
I can't remember if you had anyone else on your shoulder, if it was just Pez, or maybe I'm thinking of when you were walking around with Kasumi in fox form.
Yeah, Kasumi was at one point in time, but now she's not.
Okay.
That was an 18 for my acrobatics.
Okay.
Hey.
Stop it.
So Lakin, you peer further down the waterway, and it seems like 50, 60 feet down, there seems to be a slight little alcove to the right. And looking further past that, the way that the rock is kind of bending, it looks like there may be another pathway to the left. It's a little hard to tell if it just kind of dips in or if it's a proper tunnel. And then going further down, the waterway goes for another 200-300 feet-ish. But it does look like it starts to widen a little bit more.
Is this the path we wish to traverse?
Kasumi is already mission impossibling across the
Already.
wall, so she's, kind of there-ish.
Oh, well, I'm gonna Pirates of the Caribbean this shit. Gonna walk on the bottom. I'll jump
Okay.
down into the channel with my kobold.
Yes, Zaan. Yes, so you
I
say.
cast water walking into everybody, but I don't say it.
So you hear Zaan in the background kind of mumbling to himself. Lakin just goes down into the water. And Zaan just kind of... I mean, you were already standing in the water, so how does that work? Do you just, climb out of the water and put your feet on? Or do you do like when you put the ball underwater and you let go and just... Foo!
That sounds about right.
If you swim
Oh,
to
yeah.
the surface and then climb up, you get up.
Well, the spot that you were in was kind of waist high for you. So I kind of like the idea if you just kind of boom.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So let's see. So Pez, you were on Lakin's shoulder. Are you, down periscope with him, or?
I mean, we still have water breathing
Yes, it's
for a
for
long
24
while,
hours.
so I'm just
making sure that that's the way you wanted to go.
I have my toes looped through his collarbone because it's exposed. I'm all up in there.
Yep.
Lakin has neck stirrups.
Just gonna walk past the Mission Impossible Kasumi. What are you doing that for? So I'm casually walking on the water.
She just glares at you, but she keeps doing what she's doing.
Woo, where am I going?
Moriko?
Moriko just watches on, just get up out of the water, start walking. She's just she's still on the edge of the shore. She's gonna just tap with her foot, realize that it's solid, and just follow after.
Okay. So you begin heading down through the tunnel. You go another, so Lakin, you walking on the bottom. The bottom is a good 30, 40 feet down. It's almost a sheer drop from that very, very shallow waterway. You can tell that this water current has been traveling through here for hundreds, thousands of years to be able to carve this out. You can kind of see what looks to be like just a little bit of rock kind of coming up before it crests up into that little alcove you had seen before on your right. Moriko, Pez, Kasumi, Moriko, Zaan, and Kasumi. With Zaan's light, you see the occasional flickering of kobold scales down below. The water is relatively clear, except for where Lakin has walked, and he's kicking up like ancient sediment and is making things a bit cloudy. Zaan was talking shit to Kasumi that I kind of interrupted about her climbing.
Oh, Kasumi continues.
Would you like to join us, Kasumi? Zaan gestures to himself and Moriko.
What do you mean? I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
No, I don't have that ability.
Moriko's gonna hold her hand out. Trust me?
She sits there, she looks at the water. She looks at you guys. She takes her toe and she like touches the water. After she sees that it's solid, she stands back up. She's like, no, I want to hone my skills, and goes back to sliding along the sides.
Wow, middle finger.
Zaan will hold his hand out. Moriko, do you trust me?
In this instance, yes, and she just like high five.
Zaan's just gonna start walking.
All right.
Full pace.
So the pair of you walk at a leisurely rate. Kasumi, it takes you like 20-30 seconds to climb around the corner where there's more flat ground. Right over here. You two kind of catch up, and you're kind of like looking down at your feet, and you see the glinting of brown scales, and you're like, okay, well, there's Pez, so we got him sorted. So as you kind of catch up towards Lakin and Pez, you start to see what looks like another alcove on your left. And theoretically, hopefully, if you guys move your models forward one, it should take you to a new map. I hope, maybe.
I've been pinging.
Okay.
Pinging a thing.
Negatory Elgato.
Okay.
I want to go to the alcove though.
Burn.
Okay.
I don't think you want to go to the alcove with
Sorry.
what I'm pinging.
Let me get you guys sorted real quick.
Oh.
All right. That should have you all in the new area.
Wait, are we on top of each other?
Yeah, you're going to be like
we
kind
are.
of on top of each other. All right. So, Lakin, kind of like with the last one, it's a little difficult. It's more difficult for you to see the pathway that goes up. But those of you on top of the water, it's very, very clear that tunnel way goes somewhere. There's faint light coming from that entryway.
I'll gesture to Moriko. Wanna check it out?
Yes.
And Kasumi, I'm going to let your acrobatics check stand for now. I'm assuming you're still Mission Impossibling. Okay.
Yep.
We'll walk over that way and onto land.
Okay. Lakin, you would see Zaan's light kind of moving to the left if you wanted to take that as your signal to go check it out, or if you wanted to keep going forward.
I will rise out of the water.
Okay. So the Terminator and his pet come out of the water. And
Periscope.
the first thing that you see in the dimly lit tunnel looks freshly carved, for lack of a better word, compared to the space that you had been in that seemed to have been eroded smooth over millennia. This seems fresh, and has the same sort of scratching dig marks from before. And at the center of this room, you can see splintered wood, broken crates, bits of scrap metal. Whatever this was that came down is no longer recognizable.
Yes, wood.
But nothing looks in any way, shape, or form salvageable. It just all looks like somebody had taken wooden crates and thrown them down a 50-foot hole.
Thrown them down a 50-foot hole, or whenever the hole, came to the surface, whatever was there came down. It's difficult to tell. But there does seem to be another tunnel that leads further to the west, back into the gloom and darkness.
Yes, this direction.
I will yell to Kasumi. Or not yell, but, louder than normal. Think we are checking this hole out.
Okay, are we going farther?
If you're going faster?
Hey DM, I wanna investigate the wreckage, see if I can notice anything sus.
Well, out of character, you notice something sus already, but make an investigation check for me.
What in this? 24.
24. You dig around a little bit, and you're not terribly familiar with civilized constructions because you've been out in the wild for so long. You've seen things. You can't tell exactly what it was before it splintered, but as you're looking around and you look up, it's very easy to tell that you are hundreds of feet below the surface. Like, the light that's coming down is coming from a pinprick about the size of a quarter to you. But you can... the only thing that could be potentially salvageable from here is bits of wood if you wanted to make a fire. But there's nothing recognizable.
Okay.
So what's the plan? Are you...
Are we staying in this area? Are we going back?
Lakin is
Yes,
getting
Kasumi,
attacked
I
by
think we're going this way.
Lakin is being attacked by a wild demon hound. It is time to play. So you're gonna keep going down the tunnel that you can see?
Haven't heard otherwise.
Moriko's just gonna try to peek down the tunnel, see if she can see if it continues on.
We up. This tunnel bears the same markings as the one before. Are we chasing these creatures?
I
We're
thought
trying to
we were...
see...
Kasumi's like shouting. I thought we were trying to find people.
We don't really know where the people are. To be fair.
I mean, we could continue down the stream. The stream could have taken them farther down.
I feel as if those creatures may have already finished off those that came before.
Well, I would hope not. That means we're down here for nothing.
Oh, incorrect assumption, Zaan. We must kill the creature. Do we follow the water, or do we stay on the rock?
I think Moriko is rolling a die to decide.
German.
Odds was water. Evens was rocks. I got a 1.
So what's that? Water? No.
Water.
Water.
Right. Moriko, we follow your lead.
Okay, heading back towards the water.
Back in the fucking water.
So Kasumi is sitting on the rock waiting for someone to say something and everyone comes back. Lakin, do you choose to submerge yourself again, or are you going to walk on the surface with the rest of them?
I'll walk on the surface.
Okay. Up
On a
periscope.
bus.
All right. So you all continue further up the waterway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't take very long until you find that the small, tunneled, narrow waterway you had been through opens up into a much larger cavern, much like the one you had just previously fought the bugs in.
Yes.
So
This is
"Been
good."
by Tyranids."
So, are you all just charging straight ahead?
I mean, I can't see more than 20 feet in front of me, so no.
Right,
I'm
fair.
gonna try
Right.
to scan what I can see to see if I see any movement.
I will assist her in this.
Okay. Make perception checks for me.
Perception.
Can I give her advantage?
You may.
And guidance.
Oh, which one is that? Like, what
A
dice for
D4.
that? D4. Okay, set that aside. $31.
31. So, stepping into the room, you see that there's quite a few rock formations. Lakin kind of points out a few things to you, and through some, safety squints, you're able to see that the room itself seems to have two entrances. There's one to the left and one to the right, and a similar tunnel further north of you that seems to be another waterway. This one seems to be far less open. There's collapsed rock, but the water still seems to be flowing in that general direction. And it's not completely filling the room, so the water must be going somewhere. But apart from where you were all standing, the water is more or less still. You can see...
Kasumi,
Go ahead.
Kasumi's gonna stealth against the south wall and kind of follow it around to the east.
Okay. Make a stealth check for me. And I'll let your acrobatics check from before still stand.
Okay.
Fucking 30.
I don't know. I've been kind of rolling like garbage today.
Bare minimum,
Can't
she's gonna
roll
get a
below a
20
9.
something.
Well, let's see. For stealth, that's 27.
27. Also, can someone ban that guy? Never mind. Someone already just got on it. Thank you.
Got you.
So while the four of them are sitting in the mouth of the area, you kind of sneak around the side and you just blend into the rocks and you scooch around. As you're moving along on the rocks, you see laying on the ground halfway in and halfway out of the water, another one of those insectoid creatures. It's not currently moving. Seems to just be laying there.
Trying to think if something she can do is silent. Nope, did not mean to press that. Ignore that.
What, that roll? Where's that roll? What was it? Hello.
Magic roll.
She is going to cast dancing lights in the distance towards the group.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna try to move the lights. I don't know why my camera's being stupid, sorry. She's gonna try to move the lights towards her and almost do a fucking airplane directional.
Make it form an arrow, just.
Four lights, you can make an arrow.
No, I know. She's trying to get the group's attention quietly, but tell them where they need to look.
I'm
Moriko's
starting to think of
immediate-
the school of fish from Finding Nemo.
Yep.
Exactly. Moriko's immediately moving towards that direction.
Okay. So, is anyone else taking the hint? What's everyone doing?
If I see Moriko moving over there, I'm probably just gonna follow.
Okay. Are you
Pez,
hinting at
go to
them?
the left.
Sorry, say again?
I was asking Pez if he thinks we should go to the left.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I'm actually going to swap over to the combat screen now since there's stuff and things going on.
That's not ominous at all.
Well,
I'm
it's
just
for
over
the
the
viewers
combat
to-
screen for
to
no
see what's
reason.
going- It's for the viewers to see that you're trying to be all sneaky deaky.
For no reason.
No reason. All right. So are the rest of you just stomping along? Are you being stealthy?
Have I been told to be stealthy?
You have not been told to be stealthy.
7.5 foot
I'm
orc
just
will be stealthy.
walking like a normal person.
Okay.
Moriko's being cautious.
the wet shoes.
I don't have shoes. They're my feet.
Clawed hoppers.
Okay, if she hears any movement from Zaan, like if he's clearly not being stealthy, Kasumi would like to, I don't know if you allow, since like combat hasn't started, she is going to get prepared with her bow, have it trained on that thing, and if it looks like it's gonna start moving, she's gonna take a shot.
Okay.
Basaito.
So Zaan's just kind of walking around like a baby elephant. Moriko is being attempting to be somewhat quiet. Would you roll a stealth check for me, please, Moriko? So,
Well, I'm not too good at
Kasumi,
that.
you are still kind of on an angled wall. So I will need an acrobatics check from you again now that you are trying to balance and hold your bowstring on a fairly sloped surface.
You're not the mountain goat.
Oh, but, okay, now, what, off the table? Okay, it's another 8.
18. Oop. Goes up on
Oh.
us.
He froze. No, just her.
Moriko, what'd you get while we try to sort that out?
22.
22. You're feeling pretty sneaky.
She's learning.
And James, we can see you just fine. She froze.
That'll-
Yes.
I think here says Discord's spooked.
Oh, he took a
I'm still
shite.
connected.
Difficulty.
Kirsten must have rolled really intensely.
Okay.
Oh, she's
Back.
catching up.
It's back.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but okay.
So it's roll.
An
Pick up
18.
An 18.
Uh-huh.
You don't get a full draw on your bow. From how you're having to back up to the rock and keep your feet from sliding into the water, you can't get your arm back enough to get a full draw.
Then she's gonna take a step forward on top of the weird stiff water.
Stiff water.
Oddly
Okay.
stiff.
The Dead Sea.
Okay.
Sounds like an episode title.
What, the Dead Sea?
Water.
The stiff water.
Stiff water.
Stiff water.
All right. So, standing on the water surface now, you have Basaito fully drawn. Lake and Pez, you are going to the left. Heading further that way, you can see that there's a decently sized bank that you can stand on, and what looks to be a tunnelway that goes further off to the west. What's the plan for you guys? Are you gonna move towards that? Are you staying where you are?
We're gonna make the bank.
Okay, so you guys eventually get onto land. Unlike the last area that you had been in, where you'd seen, the shredded up corpses, you don't see much of anything here. Just loose rock, dirt. Moriko and Zaan, what are you two doing? Or what's everyone doing? Kasumi currently has her bow trained onto something around the rock here, which...
I can't see it.
Yeah, Lakin currently cannot see it with the bigger rock in the way.
And I can't see Kasumi yet, so...
Right. You're just following the leader
actually-
with Moriko.
Was it cannons? Well, I can see her somewhat soon. I think. Like, dimly. I'll be able to make her out. But that's about it.
Moriko is readying herself with frostbite in case she sees anything, you know. Surprise!
Okay. But you're still creeping forward?
Yeah, so I'm gonna move myself forward a smidgen.
Okay. I'm still not quite able to see what Kasumi sees. Zaan, at this point, you would see Kasumi has her bow trained on something towards the north of you. And Lakin, I saw you move. You are now able to see what they're looking at.
I'm looking for other threats in the cavern besides that one because I'm trusting my team.
So
Oh,
gay.
you sweet innocent. No, I'm just joking.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
You sweet
So I do draw my
sword.
sword.
To the undead orc is innocent.
Zaan, you said you've drawn your sword?
Yeah, if I see Moriko preparing a spell, I'm obviously going to be drawing my sword because they see something I can't.
Okay. At the moment, with your current stealth checks and just proximity of where everyone is, nothing is moving but you.
See.
Pez,
I
you know where to go from here.
Nope.
Well, do something rangerish.
do ranger shit.
Do something stupid.
Who opened the door down here? I'm pretty sure I heard some wood creak.
I'm still injured, bleeding. Could I look to
what are you
see
guys
if there's any
doing?
Tracks.
Still walking
You're
up,
looking
I
for
haven't stopped
tracks?
walking.
Yeah,
Make a perception check.
not survival. Okay.
Guess I'd walk right up next
Well,
to us.
because you're currently sitting on Lakin's shoulder, you're not really down investigating anything. You're just looking from on high.
You can't blame the dirt.
You can, it's just Lakin's dirt.
Hey,
Hey, Kasumi.
Yeah,
What do you see?
there's another weird bug thing, and I can try to kill it, but I have a feeling that there's probably more. So if I don't kill it in one shot, it's probably gonna wake the others.
So what you're saying is we need to sneak up on it and then hit it all at once.
I don't want to get too close because I feel like it'll wake up.
You have a bow. Stay right here.
I'm talking about you. You're not quiet.
What?
Me?
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm definitely a lot quieter than I used to be. I mean, I'm not wearing metal armor.
I can take a shot right now if you think I should.
Moriko's just gonna like lightly touch Kasumi's back with guidance.
Pez,
Okay,
what did
I'm
you
gonna
roll?
Take a shot.
Before we get to that,
23.
you rolled a 23. You don't see footprints. You see marks in the ground. Based off of the creatures that you had fought previously, there seem to be somewhat similar to that. But there's no humanoid tracks. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
There's like little stabby holes and like kind of troughs where like a leg was dragged a little bit or knocked a rock over. They don't seem to go terribly far away from the water. They're mostly like right around the edge of it. But no humanoid footprints. Okay, so
What do you see?
The tracks. I mean, this is just the critters.
Very well. We should get ready for combat.
I have a feeling they're about to do something stupid.
You say the word something stupid and you hear twang. I mean, this area is completely silent. Like, you guys whisper talking is carrying. You can Zaan can definitely hear it. The rest of you can kind of hear words being said. But that telltale sound of would be these. Oh,
Take that, depression!
The fuck, Discord? Hello?
Discord,
It's
we haven't
apparently
played
the
for a
day-
month. Can we please have a few hours of not tomfuckery?
Yeah,
Mm,
technical
so it's
issues.
connected up.
Little city.
Sheer
Listen.
Lincoln talking to Pez. What do you see, Pez? What?
I've been having issues with Discord too, so
I panicked. I thought
You thought your computer
my
had tanked?
computer froze. I was so my brain blue screen. I'm like, please no.
All right, Kasumi, make an attack since you're kicking us off here.
Now,
With guidance, you have
you-
an extra D4.
I have guidance. Do I have advantage because it's
You are
a
stealth.
sneak?
Yes.
Okay.
Is guidance on attacks as well?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, holy
Well,
shit.
that's just in case, you know.
No, you're good. I'm legitimately asking.
I mean,
Alrighty.
guidance still lasts for what, like
A
10
minute.
minutes? A minute? Yeah. So,
minute.
Stay on the table.
No.
nar.
Okay. All right. That is a 24.
24 hits. Because it is resting, not aware, I'm going to say that this is an auto crit. Because you have it completely unawares.
Oh. Well, let me do some math then. Okay.
That'll be 147.
Now, this does not count as a natural 20 towards Basaito's Jade feature. But
Right. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Plus...
While she's doing math, the rest of you go ahead and roll initiative.
Initiative.
Okay.
Oh, Poppy. Oh, Lickin may be going third.
I love that it's like, not first. Oh, I'm going third.
Well, I know that Zaan and Pez have the power of initiative.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They have the power of initiative and RNG on their side.
18.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm kind of blown away by the fact that I just rolled 3 of the exact same number.
That would be 85 points of damage.
Ouchie pouchy.
Murder.
Mortar.
Moida. Yoin.
Is it dead?
It's very angry. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Hell yeah.
Wait, I keep rolling the same number.
I mean, it's not technically a bad thing.
It's not a great number.
Oh, well, then it's technically a bad thing.
8.
Corn wants it.
Corn. Where the cornflakes?
I
This
need
sorted.
more milk.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. All right. So, 25 to 20.
20.
30.
22.
22. Pez, what'd you say?
20.
Zaan, did you say 30?
18 plus 7 plus 5.
18 plus 7 plus
Duster.
5.
Yeah, I got a plus 7 and my dude
yeah,
gives
yeah,
me another
yeah.
plus
Okay.
5.
Shit, ladies, what do you have? I thought this was going to be far more entertaining to go through the list.
15.
I got 12.
We gotta work on that, Kasumi. I don't know how, but
Only did 84 damage. Too bad she's got a 12.
I keep rolling low.
she blew her load early. Leave her alone.
I need time to rest.
I mean, to be fair,
It's only
you were holding that shot for a while.
My arm's tired.
I'm tired.
I was sitting here like this for like a good 5 minutes.
Having a conversation even. Pez, as a reminder, you you have marked Zaan with your hunter's mark. Okay. Just making sure that was still there.
Yeah, it's in my notes.
Okay.
Shoot him in his bunny butt.
You know what? This music's kind of cool. I think we're going to stick with this for a little bit instead of going into combat music. All right. So, you are all somewhat gathered around, and you hear the twang of a bowstring and a solid thunk a split second after. The resulting chaos that comes from this, you hear splattering in the water. Laken, from this distance, you'd be able to see from the other side of the rock this viscera and gore flying out from behind the rock and splattering into the water, sending ripples everywhere. This creature begins to thrash around. It's got a massive hole in its head from your shot. It's not quite dead, but it looks either really fucking drunk or you hit something in the head that has really, really, really incapacitated it to some extent. But with that being said, Zaan, you're up first. Laken, you're on deck.
I'm gonna hit it with my sword.
That music didn't last as long as I thought it was going to, so I'm gonna give us something a little more.
Hit it with my sword.
With my sword.
My S word.
My main attack's gonna be green flame blade.
Green flame blade. All right, roll your attack, please.
Oh, it's my regular melee attack. It's gonna be a 19.
19, I believe, hits. Oh yeah, 19 hits.
Okay. So that's going to be 6 slashing and 9 cold, and then another 5 fire.
Okay. So, standing beside Kasumi and Moriko, you wait for the exact moment when that bow is released, and you basically, like, 1 foot on the water, 1 foot on the wall, and you shove yourself off at mock Jesus getting over there as it's thrashing around, and you try to silence it. And you try to cut it down as quickly as possible. It does still get a cry out, but that cry is very quickly cut short as you just cut it down. It's dead.
Oh, so it's dead. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They.
If it lets it cry out, then I'm going to go ahead and where is my spell? Cast Spirit Shroud on myself.
Spirit Shroud on yourself. Okay.
Means I do more damage.
It's very nice. It's very minty.
Okay.
So demure.
All right. All right. That brings us to Laken with Pez on deck.
I'm going up here.
You're going up there? Okay. Which brings Pez along with you because he's on your shoulder. Unless you were going to deposit him.
Oh no. The kobold stays with the orc.
Just checking.
With the power of bromance.
Listen, I never know what you guys are communicating to each other, like, strategery-wise. I'm just making sure.
We're basically a tank. We have all the shooting and the armor class that we need.
It's fair.
Do I see anything?
Apart from the one that Kasumi and Zaan have slain, you do not currently see anything else.
Very well. Then I will hold my Eldritch Blast for enemies.
Damn.
Fair.
Okay.
I can't do anything else.
That is a shame. Okay. Well, that brings us to Pez with Moriko on deck.
I'm gonna hold off a shooty shoot until I see critter.
What configuration is your gun in currently?
My gun is configured into rifle.
Okay. All right. So 2 attacks being held. Pez is basically using the top of Lakin's head as like a tripod. Lakin's hands are glowing a sickly seafoam green. That brings us to
Charlie's
Moriko.
Angels posting.
Someone get us art of that stat. Moriko, you're up. Kasumi, you are on deck.
Okay, so gonna do bonus action first.
Mhm.
Kasumi, if you are willing, I'm going to touch you and like face step you over to, well, misty step you over to the
Let's go.
shoreline.
You want to kiss me?
Yoink.
Edith,
Uh,
this place.
Misty Step can't take people with them?
Face step. It's part of.
Oh,
being a
Face
Ladrin.
Step. I'm sorry. I thought you said Misty Step.
Well, whenever I say face step, people are like, "Oh, you
Same
mean
thing.
misty step?"
I mean, by all accounts, it's the same thing. One can take one with them and one can't. But when you said Misty Step, I was like, it can't do that. But Face Step can.
I'm just saying, every single time I've said face step, people are like, "Oh, you mean misty step?" So that's why I'm like, I don't know what you want to say.
Just say face step. Make him confused.
Make me suffer.
Makes us all happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, no, I meant it.
Yeah,
Bitch.
shove it, DM.
Yeah, please correct me. That's the only way that I'm going to get better, and I'm going to keep up with all the books and shit that I purchased that have all these cool subclass bullshit. So, Kasumi, Moriko comes up beside you and says, You're coming with me. Do you go with her?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
She's like, okay.
30-foot bamf.
Bamf.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20.
Okay, and then I'm
Fair
going
enough.
to move a bit farther in, since I originally didn't use my
Okay.
movement. And I'm going to hold an action with my short bow.
Okay. Cool. All right. That brings us to some nasty, dirty, bads.
Oh.
Come on me.
What?
I mean, what?
What?
Hear from the other side of the cave. I heard that.
My hunter's mark disappears after 90 feet.
Does it? I thought it was way further than that.
No.
I might be thinking of the Blood Hunter.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Castigation.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Pez, I had no idea.
All right. Emerging from the depths of the water comes one of the creatures. 10, 15,
Yes.
20, 25, 30. Let's see. Let me
Time
check
for
your
annihilation
view.
protocol.
Okay, so let me just paint the whole picture here, since some of you can see some of them, some of you can't see the others. So Moriko, what's the range of your short bow? Maximum versus minimum? Because my brain is a little
80
foggy on it.
slash 320.
80.
20.
Right. So, looking north, or past the blinding light that is Zaan, there is a purplish shape moving towards you, moving the water very, very swiftly. There is the sound of another one coming from your left. It's only about this much out of the water. The other one seems to be in that same kind of like knee-high water that you had been walking in the previous chamber. Lakin and Pez, you are able to see the one that is just barely coming up over the surface of the water. So
Get him!
okay, so let's go with Lakin and Pez first. You guys take your shots at that one. We'll just kind of work left to right here. And actually, Moriko, if you want to go ahead and roll your attack, and I'll get to you when I'm done dealing with them.
I have to roll to attack first, right?
Yes.
All right. It's a 27 to hit, a 20 to hit, and an 18 to hit.
18 just hits.
Okay.
Pez, what'd you roll?
Natural 20.
Oh, hey, you know what? That might hit. So you two go ahead and start rolling your damage. And as you're adding that up, Moriko, what'd you roll to hit?
19.
That hits. Were you going for the one to the left of you or the one above you?
That
Okay.
bitch.
Just making sure.
That bitch.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage. And actually, while you guys are mathing out, I'm going to get another beer. Because this might take a minute, because holy fuck.
I did 40 points of damage.
Better than me.
Is that before or after the thorns?
That's with the thorn.
Oh, okay.
All right. I see some people are done mathing. Who wants to go first?
I did 40 points of damage.
40 points of damage. All right. So Lakin, being the first to see the creature, launches his depth charges, and sure enough, one of them hits it square in the back of the head, knocking its head forward. The other hit through the water surface, flashing underneath the relatively crystal clear. Yeah. Did some pretty significant damage there. You can see that from your current angle, the purple chitin has been like seared and blackened from just the explosive force of your Eldritch Blast. Pez, if you didn't see it before, you can fucking see it now as Lakin literally lights it up. What'd you roll?
33 points of damage, thunder damage.
Nice. So with the target lit up, and once his hand stopped moving, Pez goes, got it, and fires a shot. Lakin, being on top of your head and in this relatively enclosed space of a cave, it is loud. Yeah, no. If it had been said that to anyone else that hadn't actually fired a gun, it wouldn't have made, anyway. Yeah, it looks really, really hurt. It stays submerged for a few seconds and it kind of like staggers itself back up to the surface. Moriko, how much did you hurt it?
4 points of piercing, 3 points of fire.
Okay. 7 points of damage. Damage is damage. It was a warning shot. It's right off the bow. All right. 10, 15. This one is going to... What's it going to do? 10, 15, 20. After taking the shot from you, Moriko, it's going to start moving off that way. And this one is going to use its action 5, 10, 15, 20 to move over here. Leaving little swirls of purplish ichor in the water behind it as it goes.
Okay, that is from Sirenscape.
Okay, that is all for them. That brings us to Kasumi. Zaan, you were on deck.
Okay. You said that this ledge, like, over in this direction to the south is very narrow.
It's not even really a ledge. The wall basically slopes down into the water.
Okay. She's gonna stay put. She's going to bonus action hide.
I'm sorry, real quick question. Zaan, that shroud thing you cast on yourself, is that concentration?
I think, yeah.
Okay, so then water walking has been lost.
Okay. Good to know.
Good thing I bamfed you.
Water walking is
Right?
in concentration.
Is it not?
No.
Oh.
That just goes.
Well, I'll be damned. All right.
Well, shit.
Yeah, fuck me sideways with a pitchfork. Carry on walking, people.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping me honest.
Kasumi is gonna bonus action hide in this little corner with her back against the wall, and she's gonna be holding by Saito out to attack if any creatures get within her line of sight.
Make a stealth check at disadvantage because you're not really hiding behind anything. You're kind of out in the open.
Yeah,
That's
Kronk.
fair. Okay.
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 Okay. Okay, Moriko.
Okay.
Okay.
D&D Beyond.
Okay.
I can stop it.
Pez. Okay.
You said at disadvantage?
Disadvantage, yes.
He's still smiling.
Yeah. Hold on. I forgot what my plus total was. That's a 30.
Like a mil.
I rolled
Sure.
2 18s.
Kasumi
That's
backs
better than
into a
2 8s.
corner, kind of lays down and just like shovels rocks onto herself.
I'm a spider.
And just like, I love that spider. That's the only spider that I like other than jumping ones.
So you did that as a bonus action to stealth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are
bonus
you,
action hide.
Are you doing anything with your action?
She is gonna hold her attack with by Saito if any creatures get within her line of sight, which she has dark vision. Let me remember how long it is. If D&D Beyond will heck and corroborate.
Let me take a peek.
60 feet.
Okay, so if something gets within 60 feet of you.
Yep,
Okay, duly noted.
that's my turn.
Well, so funny story. There is one that's already within 60 feet of you.
That I can see.
You can see this one.
Oh, I thought this rock formation was like really, really tall.
No, I mean, if you click on yourself in Foundry, you can see your line of sight. Like that rock casts a big black shadow, you know, that-ish way, but it's not blocking your vision of that dude.
Okay. Sorry, I thought that rock was significantly taller. Okay, then I will take a shot.
Yeah,
I thought it was bigger than it really is.
I didn't do a super great job of layering this out. It's sort of like a small sandbar with one big rock in the middle.
Okay, gotcha. It's hard when you don't see it like in person.
Do I have
Yeah.
to say anything?
Listen, okay, no more penis-sized jokes. Okay.
I'm not sure you
What
can
channel
handle a
do you
joke
think
that
you're
big.
on?
From him specifically. Okay,
That seems like a targeted attack. I don't approve.
and is it with advantage since I'm hiding?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, considering I rolled like a 12.
Okay. Well, that is a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, cool. So we'll roll at
Snack.
10 points of piercing,
What?
1 point of poison, and here comes the sneak attack. It's only 14. 14 points of sneak.
Aww.
Oh no.
Haha, fuck you.
That's my turn. I rolled
Okay.
a lot of 1s and 2s.
Okay. You back into the corner looking at the one that Moriko had fired a warning shot at. And out of the corner of your eye, you see more movements, kind of staggered and jerky as it's trying to like keep itself upright. And you just quickscope that fucker. And you,
360 no scope.
yeah, you stole Lakin and Pez's kill.
That feather.
The Lakin and Pez, as it kind of goes behind the rock, you hear another thunk and then a heavy splash as it falls flat in the water, dead. And you see a big rippling wave come off the other side. All right. Top of the round will bring, unless there's anything else you want to do, Kasumi.
Nope, that's it.
Okay. That brings us back to Zaan. Lakin, you are on deck.
DM question: do I
Let's
see
see.
the flaming arrow sticking out of the bug from my angle north?
You would have seen her
Flaming?
fire in that direction,
Okay.
but the arrow wouldn't stay lit that long.
That's right. Fucking shuffle. No, shuffle.
Oh, and I'm sorry, you said that Hunter's Mark went away. So even though Hunter's Mark went away, does it, I can't remember, does it cancel or do you just lose it and you can still like bonus action add it to something?
Nope. He's gone.
Gone. Okay, well, that's unfortunate.
So this thing is dimly lit. Can I see it? Like I have dim light out to 40 meters or 40 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to use this in a hot minute. I use Robe of Ancient Storms. I'm gonna teleport to the other side of him.
Okay. The temptation to make you make a dexterity save so you don't slam into the wall is strong, but I'll allow it. All right, so it needs a dex save?
Yes. No, we determined it was my wisdom. No. Yeah, it was wisdom.
Yes. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Spell
No.
save is wisdom. Yeah.
Alrighty. That is 18.
Needed a 19, so it takes...
Unfortunate.
It takes 3d6 damage plus 2d8 damage. So it's gonna be 8 lightning. Oh, I only rolled 2d6. 14 lightning and 10 radiant.
So 24.
Yes. And now I'm going to smack it with the sword.
Okay.
Green flame blade.
Whack, fuck.
It's gonna be a 20. Dirty.
That hits.
Not natural.
Thank God.
Going to be 10 slashing, 8 cold, and that's a 6, and 9 fire.
Okay.
Is it dead?
Not that you can tell.
I will bonus action smack it with my sword again.
Okay.
And that is a 19.
19
No,
hits.
18. Sorry, 18.
18 hits.
Okay. Same thing again.
Okay.
Give me 11 slashing, 8 cold, and 7 radiant. And I forgot to do my damage for Spirit Shout earlier, so we're skipping it.
Okay. So you zap through, slicing at its legs as you appear on the other side, and then you just take 2 big, heavy swings at it. Everyone else can see Zaan's light just cascading over its body. The smooth, chitinous shells just reflecting it everywhere. It's sort of dazzling and almost pretty if it wasn't a horrific insectoid lobster mantis thing. Is that all you're doing?
I'm done.
Okay. Lakin, you're up as you are on deck. You're able to see a streak of light going from south to north, and then the heavy thunks and slashes followed by gurgling cries of the creature.
Very well. I took my movement of 30 feet towards this rock.
That's rock.
Ow, dog.
Do I see this clown?
You see the clown.
Is it still alive?
Somehow, with 2 of its legs missing and giant gashes in its body, it is still moving, sir.
I won't have it. 3 Eldritch Blast.
Bully!
Bully on you, sir.
What'd you say?
29 to hit.
That hits. Moriko, what'd you say?
By Jove!
By Jove.
Smashing.
We're getting there.
22 to hit.
That hits.
And 19 to hit.
19 hits.
It was gonna hurt.
Math is fun. Lots of fun.
It is.
When you add a lot of dice because of my equipment that I made up to give them to make them super fucking strong. Doodly doo.
51 points of damage.
Jesus. Zaan, you get into combat, you're dodging pincers, you're slashing, you're hacking, and as you're rearing up for your next attack, its head just goes that way with a green shot, and then another one hits the chest, and then another part of the chest just blasting holes in it, and you just slowly turn to look into the gloom, where you swear you can see the glowing eyes of Pez in the distance. They took your kill.
I look up to see if there are any stalactites.
Right above you, yes.
That I can't see.
Well, with the space that you're currently standing in, and as your light is kind of casting around this particular area, and those of you that maybe hadn't been able to see as well before, with Zaan being there, the fucking beacon rabbit that he is, you're able to see, Zaan, that there's like a point in the rock to the southeast of you. Looks like your light is spilling around into a tunnel to the east of where you currently are. So the ceiling there has kind of come down a little bit more than what it is in the center of the cavern. All right, so Lakin, that is your movement and your action. Is there anything else, sir?
Meh.
Nah. Okay. That brings us to Pez with Moriko on deck.
Use my eyeballs to look around to see if there's any other critter that I can see.
You take a look-see around, and nothing is moving at the moment, except for Zaan kind of glaring in your general direction.
Was that an action to look around?
No, that's a free action.
I'm gonna hold an action if another critter comes around and scares us.
Okay. Then that brings us to Moriko. Kasumi, you're on deck.
I'm gonna move. What? Hello? Okay. 30 steps forward, and I'm guessing I don't see anything, because I can't see anything.
Okay.
I'm going to hold an action with my short bow.
If something comes in
until I
range?
see- Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. So, Lakin, as you revel in your victory across the cavern, from the center of the room, over the rocks, another one of the creatures comes clambering over, and in the moment of recoiling with your spell, you're not able to do anything straight away. But Pez, you see this purple thing coming for you and your buddy. You would have time to hit it before it gets within range to give you disadvantage. So go ahead and take your shot, sir.
Kablamo.
Quick shot.
Also, when I see it, it's technically within my range, kind of.
Well, before you said 60.
I think
80, longest is 320.
What is your... How far does your dark vision go for?
It says 60 feet, so probably not.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately at the moment you would not have vision of it. There's no light there to give you the target. You do hear the sound of like splashing water from that direction. You could always just try to take a shot at disadvantage if you want, because it is in range of your bow, but...
No.
Okay. It's kind of trying to trick you into shooting Pez, but I guess that won't fly.
No. I'm not Siren.
Oh, self-burn, those are rare. Pez, what'd you roll?
26.
26 hits. Yeah, even Discord for me is getting kind of chunky and pixelated.
Mm-hmm.
20 damage, thunder.
20 thunder damage. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, Discord just froze, disconnected my internet, and then restarted. Like, there's nothing wrong with my internet. It keeps turning it off. I don't know what's going on.
It's the new Discord update.
All right. Let's see. Who is he going to attack? It's going to make one attack with its pincers on Lakin. That is going to be a 28 to hit. Oh, did he step away? You're muted. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yep, he'll be back in like 20 seconds.
Okay. I'll
He
mark
really
that down
had
and
it.
I'll hit
Oh, he's
I was gonna say I'll hit
DM, while
Pez
you're-
instead.
While you're doing that, I think you have
You're
two
getting
different
attacked.
music playing at the same time.
No. Not for me.
You're getting attacked.
By what? A bug?
Yep.
Oh, well. that was a mistake on the bug's part.
Somebody
Okay,
did
what
something
was
to
it
stop
to
the
hit?
music. 28.
28 to hit?
28 to hit.
Yes, sir, that will hit. And I will be using a reaction spell.
Okay. Sorry, something's happened to Sirenscape. It keeps stopping the music for some reason. Okay, I'm sorry. So it does hit, but what was your reaction?
Oh, I'm gonna do a 5th level hellish rebuke.
Oh, dope. Okay. He's a
Would've
warlock. He
reversed
doesn't
that
have a
shit.
choice.
I know, it's still...
And that's a save from me, or for me.
Yeah, you could try. Deck save.
Thanks, Dad.
It's Uno reverse.
Yeah, no, not a chance. It was a 9.
Unfortunately, that does not meet the DC.
That is
You take-
very unfortunate for me.
You take 38 points of fire damage.
Ow.
How much damage did you do to me?
I haven't gotten that far yet. You didn't let me.
I'm sorry. Hey, that procs my thing too.
Can I have a turn,
You can add-
please?
You can add another 10 to that.
Oh. What if I don't wanna?
You gave me the item.
No, I know. Alrighty, let's see. Where's
I got so many hit points. Take them.
where's me dice? Okay, that is going to be 16 point of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And you are a large or smaller creature, so you are grappled.
Mistake.
But I'm not grappled, correct?
You are not grappled. I need you, Lakin, to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh. I have advantage on these.
That's a shame for me.
How do you feel about a dirty 20?
Well, my question to you would be is how do you feel as this creature pulls you closer and it's the tentacles coming from its face start like slapping you and doesn't really seem to do anything as you feel the stickiness and the barbs kind of hitting your skin, but it's just kind of gross.
I give it a quick bite with my tusks.
Ooh,
Sticky calamari.
Okay. The second attack is going to go for Pez on your shoulder, just for funsies. Does a 14 hit?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So you just kind of like holding on to Lakin's head, you just kind of juke down real quick. Alrighty, that is its turn. One of the most hilarious things I've ever had to describe. Kasumi, you're up. With Zaan, you're on deck.
Okay. So since she can't see anything else right now, we are gonna do a bonus action dash.
Oh, okay.
So
Yay,
that one's rare.
I know she's been hiding. We're gonna go 60 feet there. And since she still can't see anything, she is going to hold her action with a shot from Bisaito. If anything comes within 60 feet.
Alrighty.
That's my
Then that brings us to Zaan with Laken on deck. The shots came from the west, killed your thing, and now you're hearing more sounds of combat and screeching and flailing and a weird kind of growling sound that's not coming from one of the creatures.
Zaan will saunter here. I don't think I can really see anything.
How much movement do you have?
50.
Damn. Okay.
I'm sorry, 60.
Just base 60?
No. The duster.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
First in initiative. And I can't see anything, so I'm just gonna hold my sword and be like, hello.
Marco.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it in action if something comes within 10 footsies of me. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, sorry. I was reading the description on the duster and I realized that I made a lot of typos.
Proud of you.
Send me a message, Zaan. I'll fix that because that's going to bother me now that I know that it exists.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after the game.
Okay. Well, Laken, you're up. Pej, you're on deck. You have a big chitinous creature latched onto you and is trying to make out.
Lamb.
Lam.
The wrong
Well,
kind of tongue.
There's lots of them.
I'm gonna give him a chill touch.
Oh, okay.
So I have a spectral skeletal claw that erupts from my hand, and I'm gonna bitch slap it basically.
You went undead Wolverine on me. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that about you. How do you feel about a 19 to hit?
That hits.
Boop. That's a casual 22 points of necrotic damage. And it cannot regain hit points until the end of my next turn.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Oh, well, I kind of like the fact that I bit it, and I've kind of got like I'm making out with the calamari man right now, or monster thing. I don't know. I'm gonna, with the tentacle in my mouth, I'm gonna pull to extenuate the neck, and I'm gonna shove my hand into the neck, all the way through until I rip out its spine, predator style.
Okay. This thing doesn't quite have a spine. There's definitely fleshy cores that feel like a wiggly, wet, weak spine. You're definitely able to go in there and grab something that should be in the spine-ish area, but yeah, Pez, from where you're holding on, like grabbing onto his hair to keep your hand hold, you see his head turn to the side and his hand disappears in its neck. And then after a crunching, sickening, squelching sound, which to you maybe means dinner, the body itself kind of falls limp and the head just remains in his hand.
You shouldn't have touched my kobold.
Well said.
It tried to. It was not successful in touching.
I couldn't tell. I didn't know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, there he was, trying to bite the kobold. Bad idea.
Wouldn't recommend it.
Very bad.
It's one of my,
I have the
one of my
best
friends.
kobold. You could say my kobold is, in fact, the best.
All of my friends say so.
All right, well, can I get on that?
Yes. So apart from the wet dripping of ichor falling from the head that Laken is holding, the room begins, or falls silent once more. You are properly out of combat.
I will saunter back over to where I remember Kasumi and Moriko being.
They are right
I see
where
Moriko.
you left them.
I see Moriko. Kasumi is a rock, apparently.
She didn't. I
I'm
don't
not
think
hiding.
she didn't hide.
Oh,
She's
Yeah.
standing holding her bow up.
I just saw a rock. I was like, oh, she's probably behind that, and I wouldn't see her. It's just a boulder. It's a rock.
Pez, are you okay?
What?
Are you okay?
Hey. Just moist.
Very good.
Oh.
Which way?
There was a hole where I killed one of the bug things.
One
Yes,
of the
one
bugs
over
tried
here
to
as
go over
well.
this way.
Wait, if I was that Moriko?
One of the bugs tried to go over this way. It went out of the water towards that.
Yes, that was the
Cabin.
one that I stabbed. Oh, wait, no, I didn't stab it to death.
Shared kills.
Laken!
That was clearly Pez and his excellent marksmanship.
As!
Team effort.
I wouldn't yell or else that stalactite will fall and kill you. As I aim at it.
The funny part there is that even if there wasn't anything there, he wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah. Sure.
Which way do we want to go?
I'll saunter up to where the bug thing was.
Okay.
Does this pathway look like it was made in the not normal way, or?
Make an investigation check.
Sure, that's probably good. Kind of, not really. 6.
6. It is definitely a hole that you can walk through,
That you can't see in.
that you can't see down.
I can see I can see that far. Yes, it's hole. Direction.
Moriko, make the call.
Okay.
There's so much pressure.
Zaan's just kind of like jogging in place, like.
Okay. So Moriko knows that there's one, like, map-wise, there's one over here, and she knows that there's a cabin over here, right?
You had seen that there was a beach very similar to the last area that you had been in, where you'd fought these creatures, but you didn't go over there and explore very much. You kind of went to the right with Kasumi. So as far as you were aware, there's a beachhead over there, and there's this tunnel way that Zaan claims is a tunnel.
We're going in this tunnel.
Very well.
Yes, Haru!
Okay.
So, over here?
Heading to the east.
This
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
doesn't know there's a cave over there.
Okay.
Stay right there, because I'm pretty sure I can't go any farther anyways.
So,
Let me get in front of you.
Why?
what is the
Because
marching
I-
order as we continue onward in this direction?
Guess I'm not in front, because I'm
I
blind.
like this marching order that's currently
are you
there.
sure you want to go in front? You
Tank
don't
is
want
moving.
me to go in front? And
I'm okay.
south? Okay,
Okay.
I'll stay in the back.
Do you want me to stay in the back?
No, I can. I was gonna offer to recon and go forward and be in the front.
I mean, let's be fair,
Aiken?
there's not much they can do to stop you if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, Kasumi runs the front.
Okay. Okay. So you are stealthing and sleuthing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So make a stealth check for me.
Okay.
I give her guidance as she goes by me.
Just a little good game, coach. How I'm trying to think of the best way to ask this. How are you investigating? Like, are you looking for anything in particular? So I can have you roll your perception, whatever you're perceiving Or how you're
These
trying to
things are
proceed will
like-
be your role.
These things are colorful, right?
They're a very, very deep purplish kind of
Okay,
color.
so deep purple. Got it. Okay. She is going to try to listen for any sounds and look for any trails of blood.
Okay, perception check for me then, please.
Okay, and that was a 29 for my stealth. So,
Got it.
and guidance is still up, correct?
Yep. You
Yep.
have it for a minute.
Cool.
Perception.
Perception is 16 for perception. It's actually kind of high for her. Would you hit the dog?
Okay.
Because we said the mantra.
Why is nothing playing? Can
I hear music.
we? Do you? I don't.
We should just call
I
today
don't.
technical difficulties. That's the episode.
We apologize for the technical difficulties.
It's
It's not our
TDD
fault.
day.
It's not.
We swear.
Yes, but I hear music. Creepy.
I hear it now.
music.
Yep.
Okay, I need to boost it. There we go. Now we got a little something, something. Okay. So you scarper ahead of the rest of the group. The tunnel angles sharply to the south. The ground becomes very gradually transitions from the softer, churned up earth that is around the waterway to the harder bedrock and slate stone of just pure under the earth tunnel kind of system. After about 100 feet or so, the tunnel seems to veer more to the left, heading back east again, mostly giving you directions because of the knows which way is not north Moriko over there. Yes, not those ways. So you continue on for a fair ways, leaving the group behind just a little bit to kind of get some distance and give you some time to really vanish into the gloom and take a look around before, Captain Thunderfeet over there starts stomping through and alerting everything around. You go for a ways.
Oh, she looked at me. I was like, it's not me.
No,
I was looking at the ridiculous face he was making while chewing 5 of those at once.
Fuck off.
I would choose to gum feel 5s. Sensate your stimulation.
So you carry on a ways, and as you're walking, you almost miss it because you're kind of focusing on the ground. But as you kind of look up just to make sure that you haven't missed anything, you realize that to your left, almost at a 90-degree angle, is another tunnelway that seems to go more towards the north. You so far have not seen any more blood, any more signs of creatures. The hard stone that you've been traversing on doesn't exactly leave a good place for tracks to be left behind.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you all doing?
Since she doesn't see anything or hear anything, she's gonna kind of take a moment to park it and wait for everyone else to catch up.
Okay.
And when they do, she's still gonna keep her voice at a hushed tone, but so I don't see anything. There's another tunnel over here. But I guess, what exactly are we looking for? Just people? Because these tunnels look old. They could go on for miles.
DM,
yes.
can Moriko tell if these the walls are like naturally forming or they were made?
Make an investigation check, or survival? I'll let you choose.
I need to scroll down because there it is. Yes.
Kasumi, safe to say they probably do go on for miles since your country is covered in holes.
I don't think it's always been like that.
What'd you get?
Never said it was.
What'd you get?
27.
27. As Kasumi and Zaan begin to kind of do their traditional moderate bickering, you wander forward a few more paces and you start to look at the walls. And you begin to realize that they are very uniform.
That's not normal. Something made this. A child.
A child. Children yearn for the mines.
Moriko's just gonna like run her hand along the cavern wall. This is definitely not a normal formation. This isn't nature.
You put your
Something
hand
lost.
on the wall and it is smooth.
Sue puts her hand there. How can you tell? It just feels like dirt.
It's too smooth. Everything is. Formations like this in nature would be jagged. It would have irregularities. It wouldn't look similar throughout the way. This is all just one sheer. It's smooth like Zaan's armor in Blade. That's man-made.
Guys, thank you.
Think of like a rock that you find, like a normal rock you would find on the ground. It's jagged, unless it's, in a riverbed, but that's beside the point. This isn't in water. If it were natural, it'd be jagged.
Don splashes some water on the wall.
Pocket water.
While they shout at their kids, I'm gonna get another beer.
Yay. She just kind of rubs the wall again for a little bit. Okay, I just want to make sure that we're not, missing things and that we're not stuck in a never-ending journey that could take days.
Goes the wall's gonna miss you if you keep rubbing it like that.
She her eyebrows furrow and she's like, what do you mean?
There is something to consider here.
What?
We are looking for something in particular, in a place we do not know. We have tunnels that are made by creature, made by nature, and made by something else. We could be down here for a very long time.
Yeah.
So, Moriko, I want to ask you, how far do you want to go? I'm immortal, so it doesn't matter to me.
When you guys were on the other shore, did you see any other tunnel?
Yes.
Why don't we... I know this is backtracking, but why don't we go look through that tunnel, see if there's any difference before we make a decision?
Very well. Pence, we're going!
I-ho!
Okay, so which are you going through the other tunnel that you had just discovered that goes to the north?
We're backtracking to that
to the
main
west.
room.
Okay, so you're going back to the waterway.
The waterway, and then going to the other tunnel across the way that Lakin and Pez saw.
Okay, sorry, I don't know what is happening. Something is connecting and disconnecting from my computer, and I do not know why.
See, it's not just me, except for me, it's the internet. So I don't know what Discord's doing.
No, this sounds like a
Yes.
USB connect disconnect sound.
Do-do-do, do-do-do-do.
It's really weird.
The underwater sharks, they're eating the cables.
Okay, so you head back to the waterway. where you had initially come and fought the bugs. It takes you 5 to 10 minutes to backtrack, get across the water, go to the other side. Zaan's water walking lasts for what, like an hour, 8 hours?
Hour, I think. I think it's an hour. Almost like looking.
It's just an hour.
Yeah, it's an hour.
So I remember I had to keep track of that when you cast it on me.
So the spell is still in effect as you get to the waterway and you cross over. There is another tunnelway on the other side of the water. Making your way across, the tunnel seems to curve rather sharply, but also gradually in a big curve back down towards the south. Following it along for a ways, it looks like the curve continues, but then there's a sudden like hole in the wall, and peering through it, you see another tunnel that goes north to south. So you started in the waterway and you've come around, and about there, the tunnel continues, but there's a gap in the wall where another tunnel seems to go north to south. So it's kind of gone like that. Like an L right up against a C, if that makes sense.
So disease was.
Kasumi, or hold on, let me raise your volume since she muted herself. Say again, Lakin.
Do these tunnels look smooth?
Yes,
These
Moriko, it's your special.
These tunnels do not look like the smoothly hewn rock that Moriko had seen previously. These look like the jagged, cut by some non-man-made tool that you had been seeing for the last little while.
Well, initially, to get down here, we had to follow this hewn rock by some creature. Perhaps we should stay to this course.
Wait, so
PM, does this rock look like the rock where it looked like it was tunneled by a creature?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Let's continue this
Are
way.
we good?
Yes.
All right. Come on, kobold!
So, are you following the curve, or have you gone through the hole to the tunnel that's going north to south?
We're going west.
There is no more west. Once you go through the
Okay.
hole in the... Here, hang on.
Which
Let me...
one had the rough hewn?
Sorry, hang on.
Rough hewn rock.
Let me draw a little bit of a picture here. So, you were in the waterway and you came around the curve, and there was a break in the wall, and both of these tunnels, this curve and the straight up and down, appear to be carved by whatever has been making the tunnels so far that you have seen. The one continues to curve down that you would come from the waterway, and the other one through that hole in the wall is going north to south.
Can I tell which direction in the north to south, like which way it could have been moving?
Make an investigation check for me.
Guidance!
Yes. Okay.
I just love the idea that as soon as Lakin sees anybody start to look at something, he just goes, whack!
Do better!
Look harder.
Dr. Lakin, assist.
Investigation, right?
Correct.
17 plus 3. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. It's
that's
difficult to tell. You're so far not sure what has been making these tunnels, and that makes it very, very tricky to suss out how it is making these tunnels. Most of the markings are horizontal. A few of them have a slight tilt one way or the other. With a dirty 20, it looks like whatever has come through here and burrowed has probably been through here a few times. Directionally, it's very difficult to tell what was the start and what was the end. And as you're looking at the rock, you begin to think, whatever has burrowed through here, well, it burrowed. Where's the rock that was here? Because the floor is relatively rubble-free.
Mm-mm. It's an Alaskan bullworm.
Okay. Well, I rolled which direction, north or south? And I rolled south.
South following the curve, or are you going to go through the new tunnel that you found?
New tunnel.
Okay. Moriko starts going through the new tunnel. The rest of you follow?
Mhm.
Yes, where are we going?
Okay. You begin heading south. You wander that way for about 15 to 20 minutes. I would say with the fact that you were all kind of keeping a decent eye out, kind of doing a looking here, there, and everywhere. Who's bringing up the rear? Moriko's bringing up the rear. You would be the one to notice this, Moriko, as the rest are following the path and looking ahead. As you were walking down, you look behind, and there's a tunnelway that curves up and back behind you. So as you're walking this way, something goes off that way. Another tunnel.
It's been down here, has been making so many tunnels. It's been here a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zaan, your sharp ears would hear the faint sounds of running water.
Which way?
The tunnel that curves off that direction. Behind you.
I hear with my special ears something's that way.
Do you guys want to go check it out?
Sure.
Okay.
Go down the tunnel
the
for
way.
the water.
For I cannot see.
You head off down the tunnel towards the sound of the water. And after about 5 minutes or so, you are greeted with a familiar sight. The corpses on the beach, the large purple corpses floating in the water.
The first one or the second one?
The first one.
Ah.
You've made a circle.
Oh. Let's go back.
Shall we try north this time?
Sure.
Okay.
Lakin, what are your true thoughts on this?
What? Excuse me?
You seem like you have more on your mind to say about this.
No. I want to accomplish this task. It is important to you and important to the rest of this team. And
Kasumi's gonna do something.
Okay.
What's Kasumi gonna do?
She's gonna reach in her pack and she is going to take out one of the small animal bones that she has.
Okay.
Dear God.
And she is going to place it on the wall.
No.
Just as a little marker.
So you're like dragging it on the wall, or you're just like, you stay there?
How soft is the dirt and soil in the wall?
It's not dirt and soil. You're down in bedrock
It's
and,
rock.
and
Okay.
slate. Like this is hard.
Okay, well then she's gonna set it like against the wall, like text.
Okay,
in
so
like a little,
you're leaving
like,
a marker
side.
behind.
I'm leaving my breadcrumbs.
The wall is harder than your bone.
Where are you leaving it? Are you leaving it by the waterway where you just were, or are you waiting until you get to the fork? Because Moriko
Right where
has said
we
that we were
are-
going to go back and then go north.
So right where we are at the mouth of this tunnel,
Okay.
she's gonna put it right there in the corner.
Okay. So Moriko has decided that the group is going to backtrack and then go north, correct? Okay.
Seeing that she was putting down a little bone, Can I don my anti-disguise goggles and look around and see if there's something disguised?
You put the goggles on and you see the same old double image of Kasumi. Otherwise, there's nothing else around that can wear a disguise.
It's not a fancy bone.
Okay. So, you head back the way you came. And once you reach the split in the tunnel, you hang a right and begin heading north. Fairly soon after, you wander past the hole in the wall that you had hopped through to start heading south. Still heading north?
Kasumi's gonna place another bone.
Okay.
Zaan will just listen the best that he can with his radar.
The hole in the wall that you pass by that Kasumi places another bone to, you hear water coming from both of those tunnels. But as you continue heading north, the sound very, very quickly disappears. Tunnel goes straight for a fair ways. Another 10 minutes or so of walking, and then you reach another fork. One goes left, one goes right.
I will insert an ear into each.
Hear nothing but silence. And breathing from your companions, but not Lakin. I don't think he needs to breathe.
Nope.
He's really quiet.
You guys are breathing so loud.
You know
I hear
which
that.
way, or should we let fate decide?
Yeah, I cannot hear anything. So who's picking this time?
I've picked the last few times. Someone else pick a direction.
I have a coin.
Zaan just looks down at Pez.
Well, technically you'd be looking up at Pez. He's riding on Lakin.
Kasumi's eyes get wide and she's like, oh, I can try something. So from several episodes ago, when she tied a rock to the end of a string, she's gonna pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna put her hand and have the rock here. She's like, which way should we go? And see if it starts pendulum in a direction.
Kasumi, is that like a pet?
What?
Yeah, it's a pet rock.
No.
It's a rock.
It's just Zaan. She goes back to focusing just to see. It's a far stretch, but she wants to see if the rock does a pendulum thingy and starts swinging in a certain direction.
Make a religion check for me.
Okay.
So what's with the rock?
Zaan is met with pure
13.
silence. 13. You sit there for a
Kasumi's
moment, rock dangling from your hand. Doesn't seem to move. You're sitting there for an awkward amount of time with no movement. Doesn't seem to be moving at all.
So
Okay.
Killed your
Didn't
pet
work.
rock?
It's not a pet rock.
Then what is it?
Well, it's not a very good one. I don't even know if it could technically count. But it says that sometimes spirits can communicate with rocks. So if you put them on a string, sometimes I can help. But it's not a very good rock. It was the only one I could find.
Well, I mean, to be fair, these caves are made from a creature, so if there are spirits down here, they might have inadvertently been eaten.
A spirit?
Do you know what we're chasing after?
No.
Exactly. Maybe it ate some. I don't know. I'm just making an assumption since the rock didn't tell us where to go.
Lakin's gonna Gandalf this. Which air smells less far?
Wait. Oh, wait. What? Can you run that by me again?
Air pressure, barometrics. There is a possibility
that a humanoid can smell fresh air on either of these terminals.
Okay. Make a
smell test.
make a perception check for me.
I like my way to
No.
say it better.
Kasumi's face is just
Well,
cracked because she's confused by
No,
Zaan.
actually, not perception. Make a nature check for me. With your guidance, of course.
Why are you looking confused at me? I am genuinely confused by the rock thing.
Ah. This'll help. 18.
18. As Kasumi and Zaan are bickering behind you, you go up to the fork in the tunnel. You go to the left and you sniff a few times. You go to the right and you sniff again. You go back and forth a few more times. There's a faint scent of a musky dampness to the right. Very, very, very faint.
I go right.
I follow Lakin.
Please, Kasumi Zaan, continue bickering as you go to the right.
Yeah.
So,
What's
I'm gonna-
the DM said? What the hell is up with this? I still do not
You-
understand.
do you understand the concept of a spirit?
No. Well, yes, after you die.
Yeah, so they're no longer living.
Yeah.
Slug wash, by the
So
way.
I was trying to use that because there's a lot of death down here. So I was hoping that there is enough energy to potentially move this rock by the people that have already died.
Well, when you die, you go to Valhalla and you eat with the gods. You don't stick around here.
Nope.
She rolls her eyes and just starts walking.
What? Why are you rolling your eyes at me? We come back here. We're not done talking yet. Hey, get back here.
Nope, she keeps walking.
I just continue to flip my coin and notice how it keeps landing on the squid.
Wait, really? How many times have you flipped it?
5.
Damn. Jesus.
Wait, your coin has a squid on it?
Is there a squid on both sides?
No.
Okay. just checking.
Okay. I see. I see the coin at which we're speaking of now.
Just making, because out of everyone in the party, Pez would absolutely have a one-sided coin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You make your own luck.
You don't know that. You haven't shook me down for my lunch money.
You have a 3D printer. I know what you get into. All right. So Lakin leads the charge now with Pez on his shoulder. This tunnelway is a little bit more winding than the past ones have been. That are either far more curved or very straight. This one, you reach a point where you make a very, very hard right and then another hard left. And that one eventually gradually comes back out into a straight direction. You see very, very similar the scrape marks that you had been passing through for the last 2-3 hours wandering these tunnels. Lakin, with you and Pez being in the front, you would be the first to see that the carved stone, or the stone that has been carved by whatever this creature is, it seems to keep going straight, but you come to a tunnel that goes left and right, and as you come to a stop and look down, there's a cobblestone walkway that paves the path in a very, very, very straight line to the left. And then to
look,
the right.
I picked right.
That musky smell that you got a slight whiff of is much, much stronger and is coming from your right. The
same pathway as the cobblestones?
Correct.
I point out the cobblestones to Moriko.
Riku's gonna like with the end of our short bow, just like tap the cobblestone, make sure it's not loose.
It is very, very solid. And as you are called to the front of the procession to take a look, the walls here are very smooth. Familiarly smooth.
This is another man-made tunnel.
Feel as if we should follow this pathway. I'm getting a scent of musk down the same area.
I agree. I think we should follow down the pathway too.
I'm confused. Why is there a pathway down here?
At the end of this, we will find the answer.
Yes, because we don't really know the answer to any of the other questions we can ask down here either.
What if the interlopers are in Takatari as well?
To be honest, it's pretty safe to say they're probably everywhere.
This could be them.
What do you mean, interlopers?
Oh, the purple cloaks.
There's a purple cloak people who work for some creatures that I'm totally not related to in any way, shape, or form.
The cultist.
Cultists for who?
Oh, I have that in my old book. One second. I'll find it eventually.
Zaan's the expert on this subject.
No, I'm not. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Can't prove that.
I mean, your eyes on the full moon kind of match that one weird creature that we fought.
You also can't prove that. There's no moon to do the proving. No.
Yet.
I mean, technically speaking, your eyes would still be glowing. No. You kept asking me about the moon phases, and you had to have your eyes glow into full moon. Well, guess what, bitch? Full moons are out in force tonight. You are...
No, you can't prove that. DM, I really don't want to have to look through
watching on the stream live. He closed his eyes.
DM, I really don't want to look through like 30 pages of notes. Can I make a history check to see if I remember what my
I'll tell.
called?
Your creator or the cultists?
Yeah, who they worship or whatever. Or, yeah, that too. Either or, both of them. There you go. Boom.
Considering that we've been gone for a month and has not really been thinking about it for very long, I'm not going to make you roll a history check because it is relatively fresh in everyone's minds. They are the Order of the Transcendent Maw, and they worship Satyr, which you then relay to Lakin, I would assume. Yes, Pez?
Well, since we've been walking for over an hour, I assume it would have been possible to get in at least a short rest.
For you?
And we'd have to stop moving completely.
I think Pez would be good on me.
And that's the thing. Pez has been writing, so we're gonna let the dice gods decide here. Oh, natural 20. You're rested. You're good, bud.
Oh, cool. So
I wasted a natural 20 on that.
No, you didn't waste it. It's good for our ranger.
Our emotional support kobold. Moss god.
So, what is this maw? Do I know anything about this, DM?
No. You have no idea what they're talking about.
Okay.
And Satyr would be the creature in the other
Yes.
realm, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they relay that.
Lore dump for Lake, and here we go.
Yeah, so, from a fun realm of swirling doom, and there's a creature there that tried to consume all of not the name of all of Archeron, and God's fought him off, or God fought him off, and then yeah, now he's trying again. This help.
That was literally
Have
the
I
worst
ever come
explanation
across-
I've ever heard.
The what?
Have I ever come across any purple cultists of any sort?
I mean, you've seen people wearing purple cloaks before. As far as cultists, you weren't exactly looking for them or hunting them down, so they weren't really ever on your radar as something to worry about. So, nothing that you
This
can
is
recall.
fair. Well, now I know to kill people wearing purple. Let's go.
Note to self.
One of the first big fights I ever had alongside these guys. I got a really cool clothing from one of them.
Yeah, she was
Mhm.
wearing very little before that.
I was wearing what I could find.
She was
I'm
wearing
not shaming.
not real clothes.
Yes, they were made of, like, vines and leaves and...
Scraps of leather. I made it work.
Her.
Look, if Robin Williams
look.
can do it, Moriko can do it.
Yeah, listen, you looked fantastic. You should have... Good job. You're looking great. So about that cobblestone path.
Yes, I already started walking about 5 minutes ago.
Oh.
And Mariko's been following.
Okay.
So I realized
Pez doesn't have a choice.
As you all head to the right, heading towards the following Laken's nose, that's where we're going to take a quick little break. So we'll be back here very, very shortly to see what they find. Don't go too far, but yeah, we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so.
Don't leave.
Yeah.
And we're back. So, after having made a miscalculation in directions, which she didn't go the direction she didn't think she was going, she just chose the wrong direction to go. Heading further through the tunnelways, they found a seemingly built road. What built it? They don't know. The walls are incredibly smooth, very, very distinctly not naturally made. Laken, following his nose, was following after the musty smell and told the group, "We're going this way." And off they went. So, with Laken leading the way, it's not even 5 minutes before the cobblestone path begins to squish beneath your feet.
Water?
Not water. You look down at the first sensation of softness and you see creeping almost roots, but they're not hard tree roots like you would expect. They give way under your feet with no effort whatsoever. And as you look further ahead, you can see that these snaking roots become more consistent and begin to, within the next 60 feet or so, completely cover the walkway. Going up the walls, there's no more stone that you can see. It's just this somewhat plant life covering every surface.
I reach down
Mhm.
and grab a handful and rip it up.
It comes up incredibly easily. It comes up in an almost netting. The
Like
piece that you grab and pick up, it comes up like a semi-translucent fishnet blanket of root systems.
I
color are the
hold it
roots?
out towards Moriko.
Do you know what this is?
Does Mariko recognize this at all, DM?
Make
Like,
a nature
she's
check
gonna
for
like
me.
reach and like grab it, feel it, smell it, like
Taste it, eat it. Look, if you licked that
When she
candle, you'd
touches me,
lick this.
I cast guidance.
Yeah.
I'm saying. So you said nature?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
With
she's wearing-
guidance.
What color was this again?
With guidance. It's a palish brown.
25.
25. This is not tree roots. It's not grass roots. It's too big to be grass roots. But for the size of it, that should be a normal plant or shrub. There's no flowering. It seems to just be roots. And the spongy giving texture of it makes it feel very fungal. But it's not one that you've ever seen before. Because you've seen mushroom rings and other bits of like the like from, I'm trying to think what they're called, the table mushrooms that grow like on the side of fallen logs and such. But you're not seeing any signs of the for lack of a better word, the blooming properties of such.
Like no spores or anything?
Correct. This seems to just be a root system of some sort.
Just a bunch of tubers.
If I snap the root in half, how does it look on the inside?
It definitely looks like you snapped off the stem of a mushroom. Like you can squeeze this root for how big it is.
This is some kind of mushroom or fungus.
Well, don't that just take us back to Drabel?
Oh no.
Yeah,
What?
Lakin, you, Moriko and Lakin, you both hear this exchange, and it's a what?
Is it bad that
Yeah.
I put my tongue to it?
Don't lick for.
You lick it. It definitely has that earthy umami taste.
Do you want to kill
But-
John Lennon?
Kill John Lennon.
You don't fall over dead. You don't see any cool colors yet. You seem fine at the moment. Maybe you have a good resistance. It's hard to tell.
Hmm.
He starts to sprout mushrooms. Somebody say something.
Yeah. We had to deal with mushrooms that were fighting us. Like big mushrooms.
They were quite
Walking
sizable.
mushrooms.
They were quite sizable. And had a slight take of your mind property.
Is it
No,
like
I don't like
this?
that.
Well, the problem is I'm not a mushroom expert, so I don't know if it's the same one. Vanera was the one. She didn't she talk to the mushrooms?
Didn't they just scream constantly?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure I remember the mushrooms just screaming constantly. if I'm being
I just
honest.
remember she was the one that was doing the talking to the mushrooms, and she was our shroom expert.
Yes, we get it. She was a druggie, but that's besides the point.
So, Dungeon Master, as I'm holding these fungal roots in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, like, engulf it in fire in my hand. What
Okay.
happens?
It shrivels up almost immediately, like the best kindling you've ever had. No screaming.
Well, I mean, we didn't know it was screaming. I just remember Vanilla.
No, I'm just letting him know that there's no screaming.
Oh, okay.
I continue walking down the path.
I'm sticking close with Lakin.
I am not touching the mushrooms.
I will follow up the rear.
Well,
What?
there's no mushrooms per se. It seems to just be the roots, and eventually it's gonna get to the point where you don't have a choice, where you're either staying on the small little patch of stone surrounded by roots, or you're walking on the root system.
Why have
Um,
levitate?
When we reach that point, Sumi is going to shapeshift into fox form and jump on Lincoln's shoulder.
Shoulder fox.
Just slumped over his shoulder.
Okay.
Howdy.
All right. Zaan, you have no qualms. You're following after.
It's weird to walk on whatever I'm walking on, but sure, yeah.
It feels like you're walking on fresh loam, like not quite a bog, but the like post rainfall, very squishy kind of soil. You walk for a little while longer, and the root system becomes far more aggressive. It's covering the walls, the ceiling, and Lakin being in the lead with Kasumi and Pez, both of you have dark vision. Lakin would see it first, but there's faint glowing shapes ahead of you. They're not moving, but they are definitely in clusters. There's different colors, blues, greens. Some of them are slightly brighter than the other, different shapes. Some of them seem to be more steps and staccatos, and others seem to be more bulbous or fluted. Some from the there's some glowing from the ceiling, that seem to be more in strands. And very soon you see, as you're walking forward, more glowing appears from the left and the right. Seems to be another kind of tunnelway almost that goes in a circular shape around as you're cutting straight through. And all these mushrooms are growing everywhere.
So there are actually indeed mushrooms now.
There are mushrooms now, yes. Which even for you is very easy to see because they're glowing in the gloom.
Do I see anything other than mushrooms in the room?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Yay. $19.
19. You take a few more steps further in, and you see that the room opens up. You still have the kind of pathways, but it's more like hedge walls, for lack of a better word. The root systems and the mushrooms are growing up and over, and you're looking around, and there's a moment where you have to do a bit of a double take because you see a shape that's not the mushrooms, and with everything being covered by the root systems and seeing all these glowing features, there's something there that's not covered by mushrooms at all, and it looks like a bestial face. And it gives you a bit of a pause, and as you're looking, it seems to look like the face of a dragon.
Kasumi, she's gonna point at it, because I think she would recognize it from anything Shenshei related with Kasumi.
Mm-hmm.
Kazumi's in fox form. She just kind of looks over. Does the dragon head look like a depiction of Shenshei?
It does not. Whereas Shenshei has the very uniform scales and the long thin whiskers and the plume of hair, this has none of the whiskers, no scales. It just seems to be for lack of a better word, a cruder version of a dragon head compared to the shrine that you have in the wagon.
Right.
This is just meant to be a sort of symbol rather than something that is highly detailed.
Is it made of stone?
You can't see it.
Is it made of stone?
It looks like it's made of stone,
Is it
right?
made of stone?
You'd have to get a little bit closer to get a better idea. Because there's kind of a wall, and you're seeing it over the top of the wall, like further past it.
Mariko's
No,
gonna move
this is like
closer.
daylight in here for me.
It is daylight for you in here. There's a weird sheen to it from your current angle. While it is brighter for you, you're a bit far away to be able to tell if it's metallic or a polished stone. You would need to get closer to differentiate.
I go up with Moriko.
Mariko's moving closer cautiously.
Okay.
Kasumi's still perched on his shoulder, but she's intently leaning.
Moriko,
Yes.
make either a nature check or a survival check, and I will give you advantage on this for your druidic nature.
Okay, it's gonna be survival.
No.
26.
26. As you get a little bit closer and you kind of go around the corner, you see that dragon face is on top of a pillar. And the dragon face isn't attached to the pillar itself. It is attached to what looks to be a ballista. And there are 4 of them surrounding this area. And you begin looking around, and you look down, and there seems to be, where originally you just seen mushrooms here and there scattered everywhere. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. There's some mushrooms that seem to be grown in patterns, where everything else is random. There's some of them that look deliberately placed. And most of them seem to be in the pathways where the walls stop. There's a line of them. You see some in front of you, you see some across the way, you see some to the left and to the right.
What'd you say the heads were made out of? Wood, stone, metal? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Now that you've gotten a little bit closer, it looks to be more of a dull metal. Could
Sorry,
be very
I couldn't
easily.
hear.
I don't actually remember if I said, but it is a dull metal that could be confused for stone at a quick glance, but the sheen is a little bit too shiny for what stone could be.
Okay. You said there were about 4 of these ballista things?
There's 4 of them. They're about
And they're
20 to 30 feet high, and they seem to be pointed randomly around the area. There's a bit of a overhang of the cavern, and this is just like almost like a hedge maze of mushrooms.
How tall is the wall?
The wall's about 20 feet high.
And does it look like there's any of those special glowy mushrooms on top of it?
The mushrooms are glowing all over it, all over all the walls. But the ones that you were seeing that seem to be deliberately grown are only growing in those places.
So why would they have ballistas facing like randomly down here?
To keep something in or out.
I was about to say, DM.
Sumi's gonna hop down from Lakin's shoulders, and she is going to try to search for any potential traps. She does also have her ring of shrouding still, so that just means that she can't trigger any alarm spells or magical sensors.
Okay. So you hop down and you begin sniffing around the area. You don't see anything, for lack of a better word, man-made. There's no wires, there's no pressure plates that you can see. You can't even really see the stone underneath you that you assume is there. It's all covered with this root system. Even the walls that the mushrooms are climbing over, it's difficult to tell what they're made out of, if it's stone or wood, because it's completely and totally covered. But you also notice with your thieving mind, these mushrooms that are growing that only seem to be in these certain places seem like the place that you would place a tripwire. But it's not a tripwire that you can, it's not a traditional wire, but if you were to keep people out or to set an alarm or something, that would be the line that you would, or that would be the space that you would put it across. So it seems very odd to you.
Yeah, once she finishes kind of snooping around, she's going to go back into human form and just kind of alert the group. Try not to disturb the lines of mushrooms.
Do you want me to burn some?
No. Don't touch them.
Oh yes, some form of trap.
I'm not sure if it's exactly a trap.
It looks very deliberate, so it probably would be a trap.
If a trap would be anywhere, it would be there.
Are
we discerned?
She's also gonna go inspect the ballistas to see if they're potentially linked to any triggering device.
Lakin, I forget, were you here when I was describing the ballista?
No.
So, it seems like you're kind of in a hedge maze of mushrooms. There's an overhang of a ceiling. The mushrooms are growing over what you would assume to be maybe some stone walls, and around the center open area are 4 pillars about 20 to 30 feet high with ballista on top, with a kind of carved dragon face on the front of them. Looks like a really, really dull metal that could be very easily confused for stone. And both Moriko and Kasumi have decided that these mushrooms, or sorry, not decided, have seen that these mushrooms seem to be very deliberately placed. They only grow in these lines, where Kasumi would, if she were thieving and trying to protect a place, that's where she would set a trap. But there are no wires or pressure plates that she has been able to find. And the ballista themselves and the pillars that they are on seem to be not covered by the mushrooms at all. So, Kasumi, you said that you were going to go and investigate the pillars.
Yeah, she wants to see if there's anything attached to the ballista that could potentially be like a triggering device.
Are you going to try and climb them, or are you just going to look from down below?
I'm gonna look from down below first.
Okay, make a perception check for me,
Okay.
since you're not actually going up.
Yeah.
Is anyone else doing anything while she's approaching these pillars?
No.
Okay,
I'm.
It's an 18.
I'll get to you. Just wanted to make sure. 18. So you get as close as you can to the pillar, and you look up at it. For how long everything seems to have been down here, one of the first things that you notice is that it doesn't seem to be covered with dust or cobwebs. The stone pillar that they rest upon seems to be fairly immaculate. There's no chips. There's some designs on it, markings, something that may look like lettering that you don't recognize. But there's nothing that seems to be attached to the ballista apart from the ballista itself that you can see.
Okay. Well, I don't see any triggering devices on it. There's some strange letters over here. I don't know what they mean. Does anyone recognize this language? She points at the words.
I can read it.
Lycan to the rescue.
Nudge, nudge.
So,
elbow.
real quick, Zaan, you said that you had something you were wanting to do.
I'm gonna take a piece of cloth out of my bag and wrap it around my nose and mouth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's easy enough.
Prior experiences.
You're just biased.
Yeah.
So like, can you go up and you take a closer look at the pillars, being as careful as possible to step over the line.
Yep.
Looking at the words, it seems to be a really, really old form of Dwarvish, and it is crude. It's not the well-versed, like, poetic that you've read before. It's basically just single words. Just protect, alert, defend. It's almost gibberish. Like, there's no full sentence structure.
You are correct in your assumptions, Kasumi. These words, though strange, they all direct towards protect, defend, and alert.
Well, do we see any direction that could get away from this area? Like, have we reached a point where we don't know which direction we want to go?
Well, I mean, don't we want to follow the creepy mushroom stuff?
Yeah.
I am intrigued by it.
Yeah, just try to avoid any lines of mushrooms.
Very well. Bez, keep a sharp eye out.
Mm-hmm.
jump over any lines of mushrooms. Across.
I'll just step over them.
Rub it in.
Hey, you're short.
Moriko, Lakin, and Pez. The three of you make either a survival or a medicine check, as I believe you three would be the ones that might notice something, possibly, maybe, potentially. Go ahead. Moriko?
21.
21. Pez?
25.
25.
12.
12. So, Moriko and Pez. Moriko, with your general attachment to nature, and Pez, your heritage and your love of playing around in dirt and dark, dank places. As you start moving further to the east through this area, you catch sight of a few of these fungal entities that one of those is edible. One of those you've heard is used for possibly a medicinal purpose. That one, Pez, you remember your adoptive mother saying, don't eat that or you're gonna see things that you wish you didn't see ever again. There's some potential use in some of these if you know what you're looking for.
Are any of them surrounded by any of the glowing mushrooms that look sus?
To some extent. The closer you look, there are patches and groups that are all the same. But then you see that they start to mingle and clump together with others that are nearby. That maybe they were once all in one particular place for a purpose, and then over time they have commingled. The ones that Moriko and Kasumi have deemed dangerous seem to be placed in very, very specific places and don't seem to be spreading from where they are.
So some of these mushrooms can be very valuable. You think we should try to scoop some up?
What do you mean valuable?
Well, some of those are edible. A few of those can be used for medicinal purposes. Another one of those, I tried it once.
I saw smells.
You candle licker.
I mean, she was left in the wilderness. How else is a child supposed to figure out I'm not supposed to eat that? Then the hard way.
She shops by colors.
I mean, are these common to be grown together naturally?
This was cultivated.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in someone's mushroom farm.
Sounds about
I'm
right.
not-
Or an abandoned one.
I'm not touching anything here.
I'm just trying to
So
think of
much.
who would have a purpose for this.
Some sort of medicine man or woman? Or something
Lakin?
more nefarious?
Yes.
What language is that you read?
It is Dwarvish, a very old form of Dwarven.
DM, do I know if dwarves do this?
Make a history check.
It's not terrible. What's my history? It's not amazing either. 13.
Beat me.
13. Nothing that you've specifically heard of, but best you can assume, dwarves live underground. There's no sunlight to grow food, so it would kind of make sense for a dwarf to try to grow a mushroom to eat.
Okay.
Nothing you could prove or set in stone, but makes sense when you think about it.
Ah, yes. I think.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
dangerous
going
concept.
to
Mhm.
go on and reach out and just pluck one of the tasty ones.
One of the
Just to
tasty
see
ones?
what happens.
Okay. You hop off of Lake and Shoulders and go over to a spot near the wall. You pluck the mushroom. You wait for a moment. Nothing seems to happen.
Well, I mean, these ones aren't. Again, Pez wouldn't know this, but I know this. But again, I am Pez. I am dumb lizard. So it seems fine. I mean,
Or should we follow the mushrooms to see if dwarves are down here?
I don't know if those dwarves would even be alive, given the context of the language that was written on their inscriptions and stuff. So
The
I'm
pillars
thinking
were
that
in
something else
pristine-
moved down here.
I mean, those pillars were in pristine condition. I do know the dwarves take care of what they make.
No, I think there's something else down here that isn't dwarvish.
That I agree with, but should we continue to follow the mushrooms? I think it's
Yeah,
probably prudent.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, those ballistas were aimed at something, and if something comes after us, then we know where they are.
Yeah. So I can't see anything past like 40 meters. Which way should we go?
I'm gonna grab a few more mushrooms.
Okay.
A steep what? Or 7?
Make roll a d10 for me, Pez.
Oh.
The mushrooms explode! Boom!
8.
8. From this particular clump, you're able to get 8 potable mushrooms. You've got enough. If it were just for you, that'd be enough for you to eat for about 3 days.
Oh.
Damn, that's a lot of shrooms.
That's nice morels.
Big portobellos.
Oh. Macrobellos.
I'm going to grab them and in the bowl.
In the bowl.
What bowl?
Bag of holding.
Oh, okay.
It's a TikTok.
No, that's funny as shit.
You might need to educate me because that sounds kind of funny. So what's the plan going forward here?
Down mushroom tunnel.
Yeah, continue going.
Whichever way the mushrooms get more present.
Okay.
Moriko.
Hmm?
Are you able to speak with organic plants?
If I can, not currently.
How long have we been here?
Yes, Moriko, how long?
That's a good question.
Damn, about how much time?
I was waiting for the question.
I mean, it's a roundabout.
You've been down here roughly 5 to 6 hours. You've kind of been going nonstop. You haven't really taken a break. Stomachs are starting to grumble, especially after all the exertion that you've done in the past with the past hour or so with the combat. But from your keen mind, it's about midday. Because I believe you
We've been
started
here.
fairly early in the day coming down into here. So
Yeah. Do you guys think we should try to find somewhere decent-ish to pull off to the side? Rest a second?
Yeah.
In the middle of the mushroom.
I
I
mean,
mean,
long as we stay away from the glowing ones.
Yeah.
Sumi looks disgusted as she looks at the ground.
I don't like it either, but
Look, let me tell you. I can show you, or I can make us all, my mama's greatest mushroom stew. You'll love it.
We're just hanging out for a little bit, correct?
that's just
Yeah, I mean,
food.
I feel completely rested. All my wounds healed because I was on my noble steed.
Noble steed.
But I mean, a lot of you look a
Okay.
little bit haggard. Offense.
Well,
I always look haggard.
You look lovely.
I
You are
mean,
too kind.
if we're just going to be here to rest, then I guess I could make something work. So, just to confirm, we are staying in this area for a short rest, correct?
Yes.
Do y'all need a short rest?
I'm pretty sure the DM can make time pass.
I don't, but the second they confirm, Kasumi is casting rope trick.
So
Yeah.
She's gonna climb up into her
Kasumi's
hole.
getting the fuck out of Dodge.
She's gonna go sit in her nice little cozy spot in the sky,
So
away from the mushrooms.
we're doing a short rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine with the warlock.
All right. So you all go to take a short rest. Kasumi nopes the fuck out.
She just conjures a little hole up in the ceiling of this tunnel with a little rope that's hanging out, and she just climbs herself up. She does leave the rope down in case anyone else would like to also stay in the nice mushroom-free hole.
So you take about an hour or so to rest up, get your spell slots back if you're able, use hit dice. Gonna let you guys talk for a second. Gonna run to the bathroom super quick. I'll be right back.
Moriko, can I use some water?
Yeah. I was like, wait, I should have a water canteen on me, right? Yeah.
I thought you had the jug of water. Wait, hold on.
That's
Wrong
Siren,
campaign.
baby.
Never mind. I have my own water.
Water.
It's
I'm
wet.
gonna light a little fire and put some water and some mushrooms and some of my secret stash of spices that I keep in my tail bag. I'm gonna make some mushroom stew. Takes 30 minutes. It smells good.
These
I'm
are
fan-
definitely
So-
some interesting mushrooms.
Is there a visible way through from here that we can see?
Yeah.
I mean,
Is there a
Hey,
visible
wait, you-
path?
you take one.
Is there a visible path through here? So while some of you are sitting down and resting, those that want to kind of explore around, having been pointed out where the mushrooms were that are theoretically the bad ones, this seems relatively circular in shape. Who is actually going and kind of like looking around the area here? Like who's heading up this investigation?
I was cooking mushroom stew.
Okay.
Moriko's staying close, but making a small loop to investigate.
Okay. Going around and looking, this mostly circular space has definitely seen better times. Some of the walkways around have completely caved in. You go one way and you have to stop yourself. You're thanking the fact that you were able to see in the dark, because the pathway just plummets and you cannot see the bottom. There looks to be that same cobblestone path across the gap, but you're not 100% sure if you'd be able to make that jump unassisted.
How far is the gap go?
It's about 20 to 30 feet across. And it seems to be a split in the earth. Like it was not made intentionally. Going further around the mushroomy area, there seems to be another path that looks to be, with your supreme sense of direction, the cobblestone pathway that you had gone kind of cuts into the circular area, and you had seen the split underneath with a pathway going further to the southeast. And as you continue up, there's another pathway that looks like it cuts straight to the east again, but it's not directly in line with where you had begun. It's slightly off center, which seems a bit strange for how smooth and like angular everything has been at this point, for it to be off center like that.
Interesting. So there's a path to the east and to the southeast, and the one to the east is weird to me because for up until this point it was just a straight line. Now it's off center. And careful over that way because the earth has just opened its giant maw.
And I will also say that other side that goes further east again, it looks like it used to continue curving back around, but is completely caved in that northern part.
Okay.
I would like to go over to where the chasm is. Can I see the bottom?
No.
Which is a fair distance.
And you can see with your undead warlocky eyes, it is jagged all the way down. Trying to get down there safely doesn't seem to be much of an option unless you had a really, really long rope.
Now, on the far edge, on the opposite side of the chasm, the cobblestone path continues. What is beyond that?
With your sightline, it's a little cutting straight across the gap. You see the cobblestone, and there seems to be a wall that curves a bit that kind of blocks your straight shot eye line, but it does seem to curve around a little bit. But with that curve, it makes it very difficult to see like what's past all of that.
And how far away is this from Camp Cobalt?
With your little the little pathways that you've gone no more than 150 feet, but that's circular. Like if you were to go as the raven flies, it's maybe 60 feet.
I'll be right back. I cast Phase Step on myself and I teleport to the opposite side of the chasm.
Okay.
Oh.
So, you get to the other side of the chasm. The cobblestone walkway seems to curve around to the left, and there seems to be what's the word I'm looking for? A less manicured tunnel that curves to the right.
Does it look like rough hewn rock?
It looks like rough hewn rock.
Does it descend, ascend, or go straight?
Straight level.
Okay. I will follow this around.
Okay. It takes you no more than 5 minutes to follow this. You follow the rough-hewn path, and you almost immediately find cobblestone again on a very similar curve. To your right, you see the stone path continue further along, and looking to your left, you see the cobblestone path and what seems to be an opening area on the other side of it. Like the wall has been caved from what had been the uniform hewn stone.
But it is a passable area. It's not collapsed.
Caved in. It's wide open. Surprisingly wide open.
Does this wide open section look like it burst into the cobblestone area?
you'd have to get a little bit closer to take a look.
Sure, I'll get closer.
Okay. So you started here and you kind of circle back around, and there's an open area. And as you go and you walk through what looks to be a caved in wall, you can see straight up like it's another sinkhole. But you look further out and your vision can't see as far as what's available out there.
So it goes beyond.
It goes way beyond what the 240 you can see.
So this is like Gears of War under the crust.
You see
Stretches out.
You see a large sinkhole in a cylindrical shape about 30 to 60 feet. You walk to the edge of that, and it goes straight down another 100 feet into a colossal open chasm.
And there's nothing around.
You look out over this ledge. To your left and to your right, there's just a wall that disappears past your sight. You can see down to a certain point, and it looks like the ground kind of slopes into the distance. And then it goes all into blackness. But as you stand there and you look for a time, farther than you can make out specifically, like there's no detail, even with your enhanced vision, you swear you can see flickers of light, but they are tiny.
Like little, like, stars.
Like little what? Sorry?
It'd be like twinkling stars in the sky to me.
To an extent, they are bluish in hue.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna go back. To where the chasm is, and I'm gonna teleport right next to Moriko.
Find anything interesting?
Well, interesting is a word for it. Massive chasm,
Oh.
twinkling blue lights in the distance. A 30 to 60 foot in diameter sinkhole above.
Oh.
And then I can't see the bottom.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I should say that the sinkhole that you saw above is flat underneath your feet. When you get to the edge of that, that's where it becomes hard to see the bottom.
I relay.
Sorry. I don't think I described that as well as I should have.
That's okay.
Fucking quit it.
Yours not the only one. But, I know you don't have to eat, but I think the rest of us should eat stew with Pez, finish resting our feet a second, and then we go investigate.
Very well. I will go check the other path, and I teleport back across.
So instead of going towards the sinkhole, you're going to follow the cobblestone around?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mariko, is there anything you would like to do at this point? As he
She's
goes,
gonna enjoy
cool,
some
here's
stew
all
with
this stuff.
Pez.
Bye.
Mariko's gonna enjoy some stew with Pez.
Okay. Do you relay this to the rest of them, or do you just sit down and go, hey, that looks yummy?
Both.
Both.
¿Por qué no los dos?
You guys have anything?
I
mean-
will eat the mushroom stew if it is offered.
It is offered for everyone who wants it. I also have a story to go along with it.
As long as there is no dirt, I will eat.
Are you guys wanting to investigate the sinkhole that Lakin found afterwards?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm curious
He's
about
doing
this
an-
story. Personally.
He's
Sorry.
doing another reconnaissance right now while we finish eating, but no rush.
Can I hear the story?
Mushroom.
Well, the way that this recipe came around was my ma and I, along with a couple of my sisters, we were riding along and we came across a trail with a bunch of mushrooms, so we grabbed our best mushroom sniffer, a Pachycephalosaurus named Thud, and we decided to see if he can sniff out some good mushrooms, and lo and behold, he was an idiot, and he didn't smell nothing. So we just picked the random mushrooms, and we made good on the soup, and called it Thud Soup. So enjoy Thud Soup.
So I do have a question about that story.
I do too.
Well, God, you can ask later.
Okay.
Go away, God.
Okay.
So do all of your sisters look like the one sister that we met, or are they all like different colors, or like height-wise?
I mean, I'm just a small dragonborn. They're all taller than me, stronger than me, hardier than me.
So, wait, what? What was that last one?
Hardier than me.
They party more than you?
Hardy.
Okay.
Beautiful. Attractive.
Kasumi pokes her head out of the hole in the ceiling. Zaan, you already have a lady! She goes...
I'm gonna offer soup.
Yeah, throw it up to her.
She sticks her hand out. Just her hand.
So my question is Thud with 1 or 2 Ds?
5.
5.
He hits his head a lot.
It is now canon. All right. Anything else from you guys? Okay. Lakin, you don't have to travel too far along the cutstone path when very quickly you see that there are 2 pathways that lead off to the right, one and then another.
I say in my head, blast!
However, looking at both of them, you were very quickly able to discern that neither of these pathways are the potentially dwarven made. They're the very roughly hewn tunnelways that you had been traversing previously. And
so the cobblestone just ends.
No, sorry. The cobblestone keeps going, but as you're walking along, there's one that kind of curls back behind, and another that just goes straight to the south. But the cobblestone keeps going.
That's quiet. Indubitably.
It does be like that.
Rock for the walls, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna get a little creative here, Dungeon Master.
Rock and stone.
Okay. So Sorcerer's Burst.
Okay.
I can make it any elemental damage that I choose.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put my hand in the shape of a pointer finger. So like this, pointing down the cobblestone, and I'm gonna cast thunder through my Sorcerer's Blast to crack into the rock.
Okay. Are you just trying to mark the rock to say go this way?
Yep.
Okay.
I should use acid damage.
I mean, there's a
I don't know the composite of the stone.
There's a fairly thunderous boom that echoes throughout the cavern that even those of you back with the mushrooms hear the dull thud.
My soup!
And at this point, you can really just kind of hope that Lakin's okay.
I'm invincible. Fine.
They don't know that.
But neither does the enemy.
I keep going, following the cobblestone.
Following the cobblestone? You go for another 200-300 feet or so. And the room once again opens into a much more expansive cavern. And you see what looks to be the ruins of a structure. Similarly circular in design. And to the far left and to the far right, there's a 50-foot high wall that seems to be blocking the pathway around either side.
Oh. Finally, a structure.
And as you say
Okay.
this, you see what looks to be the flicker of a firelight on the far side of the structure.
The fuck?
And that is where we're going to end for tonight.
You slut!
Some of us are fading fast. Don't split the party.
I'm the fastest person here. It doesn't matter.
Are you?
Yes. I am hands down faster than any of you.
I can keep up with Kasumi for a time.
Ah.
You're not the only person that can action dash, bonus action dash, and teleport.
I can move. I
Don't
can
hurt
move
yourself.
100 feet without dashing. 3 times. Not including my bonus action for hopping.
I can
I
move
made soup.
120.
Yep.
The pets can make soup.
We
You
can play the
can't,
brute
your
force of bigger
steed
game later.
can.
No, I can without my steed.
All right. Well,
Yes, his horse is clearly bigger.
Thank you all so much for joining us on our 100th session. I am going to pop open a bottle of vodka that I found that is honeysuckle flavored to take a quick shot to kind of commemorate. I'm supposed to let Issa know how it is. So if you're watching or listening, thank you for sticking around. We will hopefully be back in the next 2 weeks to figure out exactly what it is that Lakin has found. Any questions, comments, or concerns that have happened?
You're a slut.
Happy 100!
Happy 100.
We're now syndicated.
I'd have a
I don't know what
shot
that
if I
means.
could.
The
But I
problem.
can.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, describe.
Yes,
It's
describe
surprisingly smooth for a vodka.
Like my
Well, I
brain.
mean,
Oh.
it's honeysuckle.
It
Have a
doesn't quite
bite.
taste like honeysuckle or even smell like it, but it's got a good taste to it.
I bet it would if you mixed it with the right mixers.
Maybe. But that's dangerous. That's the kind of shit that I can drink straight from the bottle. Like, there's no alcohol burn. Zach, you could probably drink this.
Oh.
I doubt it, but I mean, wishful thinking.
Anyway. Well, all right. I got nothing else. I mean, thank you guys for helping. This goes out to the people that listen and to you guys, my players. Thank you for letting me write a story for 100 sessions. We're on our 4th year of doing this stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Hey, like
I'm
in
ecstatic.
game time, it's only been what, like 2 months?
No. I can actually look that up real quick.
You know what we should do, which I
Mhm.
probably should have thought of this idea weeks ago before we had the 100th. We should have a quick session maybe before the next time we play, where we have a little bit of a watch party for highlights for earlier times in the season.
Oh, that sounds like so much work for me.
Yeah.
Well, no, you've got the old YouTube shorts that you could literally just use those.
1, 2,
Or the TikTok.
3. We're about
Yeah, I'd be
3
down for
months
that.
away from an in-game year having spanned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
And I've been here for a week of it.
You've been here for like, yeah, you've probably been here for about a week, give or take, maybe 2.
Yeah,
It was like,
be
what, a month or two?
baby.
All right. Well, again, we will be back in the next 2 weeks to figure out what it is that Lakin has found. And hopefully I won't be leaving you guys on the cliffhanger because we'll actually get some cool stuff to happen and we won't be tired. So, any parting questions, comments, concerns, things that people want to talk about before we sign off?
Join us in the Discord. We're lonely.
We're not that lonely, but we would love to have you around. All right.
Yeah.
Well, until the next time we go live, stay safe. We want you to come back. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Fools and Flagons podcast. If If you enjoyed this past adventure of the Tales of Archeron, you can catch us live on Fridays at twitch.tv/fools&flagons.